Welcome to Trucking Answers Live. It's Monday already. Can you believe it went to Monday already? It is hard to believe, that's for sure. Anyways, what's going on this week? Well, Brake Check Week is coming. Hey, there was a disaster on the Mass Pike. Please don't do this yourself. All right. Nicola's in the news. They're plugged right into the news. We'll get to that. I got some road check results of what the problems people were having. Isn't that something? Do you know, it's strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. But is it? Oh, nice. Smells like Teen Spirit in Oklahoma. Stocks fuel Dogecoin, of course. I don't know why. And I have some rates this week. So we got a few rates up. The government has posted rates, which is super nice of them to do. So let's see what's going on out there with everybody. What is happening out there? So today, George H.W. Bush was first today. That's good. And then George Wilson followed very closely. Almost. Captain Cleaner Weiner is here, which is very nice. Wash your hands before grabbing Weiner, right? Be a member of the Cleaner Weiner Club. That's very good. That's very clever. Cassius King Trucking is here. It's good to see you. Robbie Melton. Trucker Hershey, hello. Paul Harris is here. Kelly Patterson is here. Hello there. Don't blindly follow your GPS. Yeah, I wanted to ask people, is your GPS taking you around backups like I-70 in Colorado, which is still closed? So is GPS routing around that? I'm curious. And where's it taking you, and are you getting paid? Now it's been a week. Anybody go there, and are you going to get paid for that? So Dennis is here. Hello there, a.k.a. FU. What's going on? So Trucker, she's on break, driving while show starts. Look at all those miles, 3,500 miles and 3,200 miles. Holy mackerel. I got to take a nap just thinking about it. Oh, plus carrying all that money home. You must have to, is your check is so large, I assume you have to break it up into two accounts, or the bank has to like notify the government every time you get paid. Wow. That is really something. Just got over dimensional permits. Yeah, you said 10 foot 6 wide, George Costanza. That's 126 inches, right? Or I figured this out, actually, and it's 7.2 hectometers. That's in metric. So anyways, can't they get you your permits in advance? I don't know how that works. You had to wait for permits. Do they not do that in advance? Or do you have to show up and get them? How the heck does that work? Oh, my gosh. John M. is here. Kelly, what do you aim at? Nothing. You'll hit it the mark every time. That's very good. Who said that? We could post that if we knew who said it. Greetings, drivers. Columbia George listening to the Blue Parrot today. Blue Parrot, appreciate your business. If you're going to wear it, of course, make it a parrot. I have to spin around. Oh, there's that. All right, and that's me as a baby. People don't know that. First Blue Parrot. Knew right then I'd be a driver, so always from being a baby. That was only in the 90s right there, that picture. That's very good. 34 break now, can deliver tomorrow. And get good something good. What's going to come out of California? I don't know. For a flat. Creature 937. Hey, what's happening? Thanks for showing the picture of Weiner. That's a tasty looking Weiner. Cassius King Trucking. Yeah, not bad. What does a Spanish clock say? Tic taco. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we can say that anymore. My truck has a blinking red light saying shut engine off or damage will occur. When I backed off, nothing happened. Yeah, sometimes you just press that override button and keep on cruising it. So that's pretty good. 69 and overcast in Rhode Island. Rhode Island, you'll be out there in like 3 minutes. It's 73 here today, but it was humid. It's been a very humid weekend. What do you call a dog that gets dominated by another dog? Yikes, a subwoofer. Yikes. That we sure can't say. Acceleration Rules is here. Here rolling to Arizona. Everybody's out that way. Good afternoon. GP Transco is here today. It's good to see you. Kelly, it's really hazy looking in the mountains. Yeah, it was a hazy weekend. It's just not been great. Driving to Ontario. Oh, nice, grumpy trucker. Which one are you stopping at? East or west? Always go the one with more showers in it. I always like that one. Which, if I remember, is West Side. Hello from I-70, Kansas, headed to Austin, Minnesota. MG Jackson, what's going on? Don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, thank you very much. Cash King Trucking, I appreciate it. GP Transco stopping by briefly, getting ready to speak at the CCJ Symposium in Alabama about driver pay and fair treatment of drivers. Hey, is that going to be streamed anywhere? That's pretty good. They must have missed the sending me an invitation to that, so I thought they were going to have me come speak there, but my invitation, I guess, how the mail works or whatever, so that's pretty awesome, though. If they're not, you should record it and put it on your own channel. Use Google Maps for oversized loads. Easy to mark spots on the map. You can plot your whole route according to your permit. Oh, that's right, because you have to go only certain ways. Good day, everyone. Good day. Good day to you, sir. My GPS did not. I had to get off I-70 at 133. All right. So they're not picking that up. Is anybody Google mapping? Because that should pick it up. Google Maps should pick it up. GPS, if it's not internet connected, it's never going to know that. And are you getting paid to go around it? Jesus, any new updates on the COVID? Did it get extended past July 31st? I don't know. I haven't seen anything beyond that. We have a few people on the extension right now. Let's see what they say. Did that get extended? I haven't seen anything more about it. Probably. That be with the blueprint is currently in the CB, letting everyone know he got no diaper. Yeah, you know where it is? In the back of that truck stop where you were. Probably in that glass and everything. Do you think somebody swept that out of their trailer? Oh my gosh. They had like a load of bottles maybe and they broke. Some say a storm is coming. Some say the end is near. Some say it's also hazy. I think it's also clear. Good afternoon. I enjoyed the Sunday rant. Dave Johnson, thank you very much. I'm just sick of all these junky trucks. Hold me up. It's so frustrating driving a car. I mean, holy mackerel. I see why people get crazy out there. Theo, hello. Keltrus who travels is here. Better no diaper than a loaded diaper? I don't know. Depends where you are. Beautiful day in Phoenix, under 100. Oh, it's finally under 100. That's like coat weather, right? People are putting on sweaters and stuff. George Wilson with Beatrice, one merger and acquisition at a time. Right. Here's still, Al Johnson's here. It's your favorite middle management corporate suck-up pinhead. Yeah. Moved into the office, now a suck-up and brown-noser. Duh, so disappointing. Come back to the dark side. I've seen a lot of GP Transco trucks in Georgia and Florida. What are they doing down there? All I see are Volvos up here. I saw 2 Volvos just out on Saturday. I'm like, what? You know, they hardly have that many Volvos comparatively. And then I see 2 of them. So, Marky Post from Night Court died. I did see Marky Post died, if you remember her, 70 years old. She had some kind of cancer. I don't remember the name of it, but she did, and she did die over the weekend. So that's terrible. Anytime anybody dies for anybody, right? That's why I always tell people, look, you never know how long you got. Get going on what you want to do. Stop doing what you think you're supposed to do or think you have to do. You don't have to do it. Captain Cleaner Weiner battling COVID, been off a week. Wow, frustrating. How did you get it, and how did you know you had it? Greetings from Oklahoma City. Just started my new hourly local home every night job. So far, so good. Garrett Jammer. That's going to be pretty nice. I don't know if you'll go back to the road after that. Hourly, home every night. Can't beat it. GPS is a great tool, but don't trust it, Jeff. I agree. I'm just thinking that Google Maps would be better at this because it would be all interconnected, and they do the updates pretty good on Google when roads are closed. Non-connected GPS? Okay, Cash King Trucking, I thought would come in. COVID extension till August 31st. And then who knows beyond then, because now we're getting more problems as we see people getting off again. Masks are coming back, so more extensions, maybe. Adam Wayne, sounds like a fun idea. Send us an email with the information. Look into it. Yeah, all right. There is no SARS-CoV-2. Oh, okay. I had COVID a long time ago, too. I am going to quit Werner. David. First name, same as last. I'm going to go Werner. Isn't that a Herman Sherman song? As over-the-road driver, I would like to put in a 2-week notice, but do I have any legal protection stopping me from leaving 1,000 miles from home or sending me home on a bus? Well, look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if people know that. Did you know that? I'm not an attorney. All right, so I can't give any legal advice. Okay, generally in the United States, the way I understand it as a non-lawyer person, right? It's at will, so they can fire you at any time and you can quit at any time. Okay, so I personally don't ever recommend a notice, really, just because, you know what, companies don't give you notice before they fire you. They want something from you that they're unwilling to give you, and I don't like that. So, they should at least be willing to do what they want from you. But either way, I wouldn't quit 1,000 miles from my house. Certainly, give them their truck back. I mean, that's the least we can do. Unless there's some kind of super circumstance, give them the truck back, clean it out, take pictures of it, make sure somebody's there to look at it, and all that kind of stuff. They can fire you on the road. I've heard of that. And you know what I normally get from drivers? Letters is they won't get you back. So you're on the road, you put them 2-week notice. And you can't get back. Some drivers 4 or 5 weeks before they get back home. So that's the other side of notice. But you can give it. I personally don't see the point in it to a company that has in their policy that they can fire you at any time but expect a 2-week notice out of you. I don't like it. At least ask of people what you're willing to give to people. So that's the story on notice. You're battling an insult, true, but not from SARS. Okay, well, maybe. Not now. Going to Rhode Island, thanks for the weather update. Where's the time and traffic on the 7s every 10 minutes. No mass here in Alabama. GP Transco. Oh, they're coming back. American Airlines said it. Amazon is going to make other people in their warehouses wear it. So that's how it works. I predict 60 days. Anyone getting a lot of raises recently? I haven't gotten a raise in a while. April was our last raise. Looking for another one, but I look for one every day. So I'm usually disappointed. A new update on Google Maps. Sometimes it will even say how long the construction is supposed to go. That's true. It'll say, and then it'll ask you, is this correct? Or whatever like that. Hey, are we right about this? A bus home is the norm. Yeah, you'll be lucky if they give you a bus, but they could give you a bus from wherever you are. It's possible. Although I don't think companies like just firing you on the road because, look, if you get fired on the road, you're done. So you just get out of the truck and leave. So they got to go get their truck. So that's how I would see it as a company, but I'm not a company. So, hey, Mark, the manhole was a real sausage fest. Yeah, I don't understand it. It's Mr. Plow. Ladies always invited to the manhole. Just not coming around there. Make sure you have enough money for like a week's worth of car rental and hotel space. Good luck if you can get a car. Kelly, I will tell you that. People are writing me. Companies can't get a car. There's no cars around, so they're not going to churro you home. Always have money to get yourself home. Agree. But it's hard to get a car right now. You may have to take a bus or fly. Life starts now. Life starts right now. I cleaned my truck out and told them I quit for a job making more money. They beat the offer from the other company by 6 cents for me to stay. Well, you could do that too. Tell them, look, I'm going to leave because I'm getting more money. See if you get a raise if you want to stay there. If you otherwise want to stay there. So, just added a mask to my merch store. Cash King Trucking. Nice. What's the link to that? Wearing my Trucking Answers t-shirt today. I appreciate it. It's like wearing a Jordan jersey to a Bulls game. Very nice. That's nice. Has a manager absolutely respect the 2-week notice, but I don't expect to Al Johnson. That's true. But you know what? Probably your company and most companies say, look, we can fire you at any time for any reason with or without notice. Okay, well then I can quit at any time for any reason with or without notice. I mean, I'm only asking of the company what they expect of, me and what they'll give to me. So they can't want more out of me than they're willing to give me. That's all I'm saying. If they would put in there, we will give you a 2-week notice before we fire you, absolutely. They should get back what they give. You get what you give. Making 58 cents now with 11 months of driving experience and life starts now. Very nice. That's some good money. I would never have thought at 11 months I'd make, anything close to that. How much was I making out of 11 months experience? $700 a week, maybe $700-800 at the most on the road. Gross. There are no viruses. Masks are a sign of compliance. Well, a private business, of course, as I always say, can have whatever they want. I go to Burger King every Sunday, get the white breakfast when I'm out shopping, and there's a sign there: unvaccinated people are to wear a mask. I only go to the drive-thru, but that's on the door. One more month, you'll be making 64 to 65 cents a GP Transco. That's right. Very good. I'm going to give you my 2 weeks notice retroactive to 2 weeks ago. Paul Harris. Exactly. Okay, they want a 2-week notice at places. Give them a notice and go over to GP Transco. How about that? There's always that possibility. So we could do that. Michael Muller's here just listening today. I'm really thinking about GP Transco. I don't know if we qualify over there, though. I scraped a truck backing in as a rookie. Oh, you'll have to talk about that. Base is 60, but other pay, right, they're 45 cents for all these other pays. Someone gives me a 2-week notice early, try to keep using them those 2 weeks. They usually leave early. I don't blame them. But right? Some companies don't, and that's the letter I get the most is I gave a notice 3 weeks ago, and they won't get me home. I'm 1,000 miles away. That's what I get the most from people, and that really bothers me. Look, if companies expect, we want a 2-week notice and it's respectful, well, then at 2 weeks, get the person back. Get the person home and let them go on with their life. I personally wouldn't want somebody working for me after they give a notice and after the time. How good of an employee is that going to be? But, some companies don't care, so It's the most valuable resource 60 feet ahead, and they fire you on the spot. Isn't that abandonment of resources? That's very good. You should tell them that, right, when they do that. Our best resource with the gigantic arrow, right. Columbia George wearing their trucking answer depends today. I'm glad you saw those on there. So we have larger packs for people that need more of them. Thank you for that. George Costanza, I appreciate that. Make sure to tip your host. I appreciate it. I don't know why drivers stay at starter company after a year. If your record is clean, you can get a 30% raise. You could, and that's the thing about a starter company. Why don't they increase their pay faster at that year point? At a year you'll get another 15 cents or something to match companies were experienced. But, I don't know if they really want experienced drivers. I remember the days of 35 cents. Remember the days of 25 cents a mile. A better idea would be uneducated people need to wear a tinfoil hat. America would run out of rental trap. SGP Transco W2 or 1099, we can go right to say they are an employee company, W2, even though they're located in the Chicago area. So you always have to say that for companies located near Chicago. I gave my last company that worked for 3 weeks notice, but they're not the type of coming to fire you right off the bat like that. Some are, though. Some will fire you right there. Oh, okay, or they'll leave you sit. That'd be even worse, is that they don't fire you and don't give you a load. I mean, some of them are so petty. Mega Cares rehire driver if they never gave a notice. That's true. Some of them don't care either. But I would say, this is what I say about that. Burn your bridges. Always burn a bridge. Burn it. Be done with it. Going back or whatever, there's a reason you left. Never go back to a place you were. Michael Muller, their pay is 60 to 65 cents, but it doesn't specify what determines exact pay. Yeah, full benefits there, 5% match 401k, all that stuff. Yep, a regular company, even though they're located in the lion's den of disaster. And there was that place at the 230 mile marker, where 240, right? I was also at the 240 mile marker, right? Oh, that's right. Those videos will come out later. I was going to go down to that adult store and film, and I thought, that's not right to put people on. So I thought it'd be funny, but then I thought, no, that could really give people trouble, so didn't do that. Adam Wayne, and as right, being libertarian-ish, right, it's okay I don't care if you're down there. I just thought it'd be hilarious, and then I thought, somebody can get fired for that. Amico said that to us many, many years ago. Do not ever park the truck at a bar or a strip club or anything. We'll fire you if we see our truck parked there. So did I, and they took me with one little accident as a rookie. Oh, my code is 1669. I split the referral bonus. Nice. Mass prevent detoxification. O2 drops in the 70% below OSHA. Okay, fair enough. I gave 2-week notice at my last job. Big mistake. My last day I had to pick up in downtown Washington, D.C. Yeah, Luke, that's the other thing. You never know where you're going or whatever. When you come in, now I don't think you should abandon a truck, ever. Right. You'd have to be going to a hospital or something. Give them their equipment back, always. But, when you go in, you say, you know what, this is not working out or whatever. And take pictures, take a video of the truck, all that kind of stuff. Dead at 1,000 miles at a terminal, that'd be okay. You get paid. I absolutely believe in burning your bridges. Absolutely, right. I think so. Right? Burn the bridges. Don't go back to the place you left. I delivered this morning at a grocery store in Danbury, Connecticut. They definitely require masks. Wow. Danbury, Connecticut. That sounds like a great place to be delivering Danbury, although it probably pays good. And it was masked for deliveries. I've heard, it was Tyson, right, with the vaccine last week, said that everybody, this was in the article, right, that people coming and going for deliveries would be required to provide proof of vaccine. Now, that doesn't mean you have to get it. You just wouldn't be allowed on the property unless you gave them proof of it. So you can say, I'm not going to give you proof of it, and then they go, we're not going to let you in the property. So that's how it's going to start going. That was the suggestion on that. Michael Muller, 60 cents bi-weekly home, weekend 65 cents bi-weekly home. Get an 1,800 guarantee. That is pretty good. That 1,800 guarantee, that is a killer. Quit without notice and never go back, Adco. Exactly. Just say, I'm out of here. Here's your equipment. Give them their truck and be done with them. I haven't worn a mask in 6 months and no one's asked me to. There hasn't been any asking of it around. I will say that. The J at the 240, they're required to wear it inside. I heard a driver in front of me talking to the cashier about it. So the workers have to wear one in there. So she said to him. New drivers, if you quit, always return the equipment. Abandonment will ruin. Abandonment is bad on there. That's why you need proof. And I would say on the way back, pick up the USA Today at a truck stop and do a hostage picture of the truck with the paper to prove that it's at the terminal, what day it is. Because some places, amazing as this is, they may put an abandonment on your record without it being actually abandoned, so you can prove that it's not true. I'm so old, I remember when England drivers split 11 cents a mile. Bob Williams, wow. Ironically, that's 2 cents more than they get now. I've noticed a lot of false advertisement trucking companies are using to snag drivers, yes. Western Express saying their drivers make 120. I saw that. Carvana is posting 85. Now, I will say Carvana in Indianapolis, there's a CarMax. One of those two is posting 29 an hour plus overtime. All right, 70 hours is over $2,000 a week, so that's possible. Western, 120 a year, that's all their drivers earn that, but that's collectively. You didn't see that part in there. That's all their drivers earn that collectively total. Hey, Kay, I love it when they tell you on the first day how many people want your job. Right. I like to tell them how many companies will rehire me. All of them. Yeah, everybody wants me for work there. That adult bookstore at the 240 has awesome deals on lube. That's what a friend told me. Yeah, I decided not to go down there and do any filming. So there were trucks down there. I got fired for parking my truck at the manhole. Dang it. See, I told you, we have truck parking, but, you shouldn't bring the truck down there. Everybody has to back in, too. Shouldn't be taking a semi to an adult porn store. If it's got somebody else's name on it, they can say, don't bring it, down there. Jerome, Cash King working by your shirts. Yeah, where can we get some merch there? What's the merch store? Have you had a chance to start reading Mother Trucker? Our trucks are always at liquor stores, bars, casinos. We deliver fuel for bad decisions. Nice. Who is that in Evansville? I was looking at that job. Ray's. They have a beer distributor down there, and they're hiring. Ray's Distribution. I googled Carvana. Average truck driver income, and it was 50 to 60 a year. Well, that's what Indeed or whatever says. Quite a bit away from 85. Know anything about car hauling? No. Other than the ad that I saw. Here, Jay, Auto Transport Intel, he knows about car hauling way more than me. Other than me seeing them on the cars, no. But they're advertising 29. Maybe it's Hogan. I think it's actually Hogan. 29 an hour plus overtime. And when you figure out overtime on 70 hours, that's well over $2,000 a week in Indianapolis. Tyson could go pound sand. That's going to be the thing. If you're a company driver, that's a real problem for you going there. I mean, maybe they won't send you there. It could impact your miles. We'll see how it works. Never quit under a load or abandon your truck. Maybe you may not be getting to the terminal empty. If you're through a terminal, and you give them their equipment, then we're done. We haven't abandoned anything. We've given them all the equipment back. That's my take on it. With their hostage picture with the newspaper, a good video of the truck to show no damage. With somebody from the company they're looking at it with you would be really great. Otherwise you may never be able to get empty back to the terminal. I heard they have fruit-flavored fifth wheel grease at the bookstore at the 240. Fruit-flavored grease. Hershey was asking for our vaccine. Life Starts Now was asking for our vaccination status on a form at the guard check. I did not answer it. No problem. My medical history is my business. Yeah, that's true. What they can say, now, again, I'm not a lawyer, as people realize, is, okay, you don't have to tell it to us. Like, you're not required to divulge it. No problem. I don't want to give you my medical history. Okay. Then you can't come in. And then you can leave, and they don't know your history, and you can leave. It's private property. They don't have to let you on it. That's the thing of it. They can say you can't come in unless we know your history. And you go, I don't want to give it out as private. Okay. Have a nice day. And you both leave as friends. That's the thing. That's how it works. Eternity with Jesus. Walmart greeter asked if I wanted a mask. Would you like a mask, sir? The thing that would bother me, they only ask you, you go, what do I look? Do I look like I need it? What is happening? The required jab to drop the toe at the gate and let the yard guy move it in. Well, maybe they would do that. That's a possibility. I wonder if they will start doing that. It'd probably be better at Tyson rather than live unloading there. Abandoning a loaded truck will nuclear a career real quick. Kelly, I agree. Take everything back to them. Give everything back to them. Link to the merch stores in the description of the videos. Cash is King Trucking. All right. Treat the door greeters with love. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good they're handing it out. They weren't doing any of that Meyer. Okay, Meyer had none of that. It was just normal walking in, hello, and that was the end of it. All right, GP Transco's headed out. Have a good week. All right, good. Be good on that speech. Do an Eric Thomas quality speech over there. Oh, awesome. That's pretty awesome. Tell him Mark said hi down there. If all truckers stick together, well, right. Western Express drivers have a collective bargaining agreement. Yeah, with who? Is a 2-week wait on merch normal? I think 2-week wait. That's not bad. If you actually something came to your house in 2 weeks, that's not bad. If all truckers refuse getting jabbed, what would happen to the economy? This is an easy win. Okay, if you can't get 2 drivers to agree to anything. I mean, let's just get all drivers to shower once a month. Can we agree on that? Let's start with that. And then we'll work on the internals. Let's get people smelling better. Does anybody remember Naked City Truck Stop in Naked City, Indiana? Not even sure if it's still there, but it was a nudist colony. There's a nudist colony at, I don't know, the 240? Right off there, Rose Lawn. It's still there. I don't know if there's a truck stop there, though, anymore. I don't think so. Isn't it the maybe it's not the 240, because I came across from Lowell. Mega Carrier Hogan has some pretty attractive job offerings for car hauling with training included. Yeah, Cash King, I agree. Hogan's all over, right? Third-party logistics for a lot of places. They're big in Indianapolis. I'll tell you, 29 plus overtime is not terrible pay. When you start racking up some OT at, $44 an hour, that's not terrible money, okay, at all. And you're looking at $2,000, $2,200 a week as a company driver. I'd say it's pretty good. That's because some prime drivers salivating over that. Life starts now. The company requires vaccines. I'm out. Okay, I think it's going to spread. It'll be a super spreader through the industry because these places are requiring it. Cash is King Trucking, I don't mind telling them about my COVID history as long as they don't ask for venereal diseases. What exactly? Oh, that's a good question. What exactly disease do you want to know about? I mean, here's a list. I mean, I have a binder if you'd like to look through it. If they can make you buy a CPAP machine, they can make you get a vaccine. Oh, that's very good, Jeremy. They do that, don't they? No machine, no drive. 2 drivers agree. Exactly. That is fake news. Exactly. 2 drivers. Can we get 2 drivers to just shower? Not necessarily together, but look, if they'll do it together, at least get them cleaned up. I make 65 cents a mile and I'm home daily. I'm just not big on the mileage and home every day, only because, you could get some kind of problem and not getting miles or whatever, or you got to run a lot of miles to be home. The idea of being home, I think, is you're not working as much. I personally don't understand working 14 hours a day, a full day, and then go home. For what? To sleep and be gone? The idea you're going home to have some time to have a life. When are you going to live your life? I mean, seriously. So 65 cents, I mean, you got to run 500 miles or whatever a day. That's a long day. You can't get 2 truck drivers to agree on the price of coffee. They're getting paid to take Golly Patterson right. I mean, getting drivers to agree to this, oh my gosh, there's so many other things. There's a camera in a lot of trucks. Can we get drivers to agree to get those out of there? Every driver, what if every driver today, they scraped that camera off their windshield and threw it out the window, cut it, and threw it out and said tough cookies. I'm sorry to use that kind of language here, but it's something I had to do. I had to say it right then at the moment. Can we get drivers to do that? George Costanza, never count your money when you're sitting at the table. Never take back a cheating spouse. Agree. And never go back to a mega. You left for a reason. Agree. Never go back to any place that you leave, I think, no matter what it is. You leave, move on. There's so many other things in life. Never look back. That's why the rearview mirror is small and the windshield is big. And thank you very much for that. I agree. Ammo shortage still in force. Everything's $2 a round. Acceleration rules. I'll keep that in mind. 1,000 rounds here. There's a news camp at the bottom of the Cajun Pass for perverted drivers that want to know. Okay, I'll tell. I know a guy who wants to know about it. No one can make you get the bioweapon vaccine. That's true. I never said anybody could make you get it. You don't have to have it. What private businesses can do is say you can't come on our property if you don't have it. That's what they can say. And you can say, I'm not going to get it. And they go, okay. then you can't come in. Just like anybody's house or whatever, certainly. But the news colony closes in the winter while you see a lot of people running. You see things flapping all over the place, building to building. I don't have COVID, but I might have syphilis. Oh, you know what? That's a good thing to tell them. See what they say about that. And then put your hand out to shake. How you doing? Or shake their hand first and then tell them that. Nice. Do you have any opinions on Butler Transport? No, not at the moment. Does anybody hear from Butler? Sometimes we get that. We'll get a person in. That's usually how that works, and that works out good. Oh, goodness. Cash King Trucking. Thank you very much. Remember to tip your host. I appreciate that. Let's see. Where did this go, by the way? I didn't put that up earlier. Cash King Trucking. I should change that to the bottled glass, broken glass channel. Well, that was a place was a disaster. Oh, my gosh. Everybody go over there and watch that. Ugh. Where did I go to? I shower every month, Fast Joe, but you can't get other drivers to agree that they should do it too. Okay, you're doing it, but you're one of the only ones. Why don't musicians wear condoms? Because you can only catch herpes once. Very good. Y'all make way more money than me. I can drive or not any day I want. Okay, I'm in for that. Take the day off. Many drivers don't mind the indoor camera, so they say not for me. Well, that's the thing about the shot too, right? Or whatever it is. And that's the thing about waiting time. That's the thing about, I don't mind sitting here for free. I don't mind being watched, I left trucking after 25 years. Too many new rules and too many Fruit Loops. That's true. Some companies have a forward camera and a camera directly on you, including drive spot monitoring. Joey, that's correct. That's what I'm talking about. The one that faces you, spray paint it, right? Can we get drivers to agree to that? I mean, no way. Wow, I walk into Mark philosophizing. Is that even a word? It is now. True hard choices ahead. Told them I was immune. They asked to the virus. I said no. I'm immune to stupidity. If you can survive a 2 a.m. early winter, you'll survive anything. Nice. I'm at Butler. No detention. Oh, there you go. Right. We have driver-facing cameras, but I make a lot of money. Well, I mean, so we know where, there it is. Not sure if I could leave for GP Transco. It depends. How much more would you leave there? If you like a place, it's not worth leaving a place that you like. Almost everybody, probably 75% of people make more than me, certainly a week, probably not an hour, but more a week than I do. But, I'm not going anywhere at the moment. So if you're at a place that is good to you and stuff, is it worth leaving? At some point, maybe with enough money, it is. But, for a penny, what if it's a cent? $100 a week, $200, you'd have to decide. You missed the punchline. The Western Express collective bargaining says they collectively share in the $120,000 payout. Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry, I did miss it. 20 years ago, I was driving for Werner on Dollar General account and did that for 2 years. Wow. Hell of a workout, I no doubt. Hand unloading all that loose floor-loaded freight stacked to the roof, front to back. I know, that is hard work. People on those accounts, Dollar General and that's some work. That's some work. And you learn how to back up good on those accounts too. So there's actually that benefit. Aviator trucker, when they ask me if I've been vaccinated, I show proof. It's stamped on the side of my Smith & Wesson. Here it is right here. Syphilis, do you have a spirochetti? A spirochetti. That's not, we don't want, oh my gosh, that's not a bad idea to tell people though. Which, have you been vaccinated? Say against what? Which one of these things? Which one of the things that I have should I get vaccinated for? I like letting Asian girls give me a shower at the massage parlor. A legitimate one, of course. Butler runs out my 70 every week. Is that good, though? Doing a 34 right now. 3,600 miles a week. Worried I won't get those miles. You're getting a lot of miles. Is that something you want? I mean, that's always my question. I guess on the road that would be. You do want those maximum miles. So, would you get them there? Maybe. People do get them. The more you get a mile, the less miles you have to work to make money. But you're getting the max miles. So, I don't know if it's worth going or not. My friend who drives for Walmart said he'd have to take a pay cut to drive for GP Transco. Maybe. I mean, it depends. I get people from GP Transco send me their checks every once in a while and they get a check. I'm seeing $2,000, $2,200 checks people have sent me. Gross. I would say it's not a bad week. Can you make that at Walmart? Probably. Walmart's got a bunch of dumb rules, though, so I wouldn't work there. Money isn't everything. Everybody always looks at money. Money is not near anything, I don't think. No way. Somebody's going to tell me I can only talk on the phone for 10 minutes 6 times a day I got to hang up after 10 minutes is stupid. Just those kind of things are stupid. I know a company like that is going to micromanage me to death. It's not worth the money to me. I did some unspeakable things in front of the driver-facing cameras as though they told me to cover it. That proves they're watching it all the time too, right? Aviator trucker, 2 weeks notice is a courtesy. Once you give them the 2 weeks notice, you could quit 5 minutes. That's what I usually do when I'm at home time. Yeah, this is just a courtesy. I mispronounced Spiro Shetty, like machete. I put my 2 week notice in with Werner, dropped the truck off at the Omaha terminal, and after thoroughly cleaning it and want to get the bus ticket I was promised, it was told I no longer work there. That's the problem, right? So you always have to be ready. This is for every driver, no matter where you work, because you never know what the financials really are behind the scenes at a company. Have enough money to get yourself home from across the country, because you just never know. They could bring you in and fire you. They could just bring you in and fire you anyways for something you didn't realize. It could be a mistake, whatever. Have enough money to get you home. If they ask you for your vaccine card, you can ask them for theirs. They may actually give it to you. That's the problem. Now, you're going to play that game. They go, here you go. Now what? Now what? Right? That's the thing. Hey, Mark, did the U.S. Express driver really like the company, Gustavo, the guy yesterday? Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, that wasn't any kind of setup. I just walking around, and I saw a guy sitting in his U.S. Express truck. This was at a live event I did on Saturday, and he happened to be sitting there. I thought, let's see if this guy likes this company. He said, absolutely. So now I will tell you on camera, would I say that? Even if I didn't like the company? Probably would. So, but he did seem like he liked it. I will say he was sitting in the back of a truck stop, on Saturday afternoon on a TA. So, but I don't know, maybe he ran so many hours that's just as far as he could get. They've just completely ran him out of hours. So, don't know. I want to take his word for it. He said, yeah, he likes it. I'm going to assume he likes it. And I'll say, that's great. That's what we want people to like a company where they work. You're going to be a better driver. You'll have a better life. You'll enjoy everything. So, yeah. Mark and I agree on most points, Hadco. Most of them. 90%. Heavy metal trucker, I'd rather make 40 cents a mile and be treated like a king than 60 cents and be treated like a pawn. Right. Exactly. At some point, you're like, I'm being hosed so much, that's not worth it. When I always use Western as this, from Colorado, their pay is so low that you can get so much more money. You can probably find a company to treat you good and make a huge amount of money. But yeah, look, take a pay cut, I take it for time. I don't want to work those many hours. I just don't. Time's the most important thing you have. That's what people value the least. It's the least thing that they have. It's the most important thing. Companies don't give you 2 week notice when they're going to fire you. Exactly, Kent B. That's why I say you shouldn't give them notice. They don't give you, hey, in 2 weeks, going to be your last day. So be sure to pack your stuff up. Money's for people without imagination. Oh, very good. That's true. That U.S. Express guy, the U.S. Express guy was lease purchase. It's Mr. Ply. I did notice that. That was his truck. That's true. But, he thinks he's doing good there. And maybe he is. I mean, we didn't get into it. I just asked him. It was hot out, so. Cash King Trucking. Everybody keep an eye on my eBay store. I'm running down to Kinko's to get some COVID vaccine card to print them. They said there's been a rush of those on the dark web, which I don't know how to access, but they said they're in the dark web. So, yeah. Aviator trucker, I made my HR person laugh when I told them that they always want 2 weeks notice for somebody to quit. I asked them, do you give somebody 2 weeks notice or you're going to fire them? What do they say? Companies are always look at you like you're crazy when you say that. Heavy metal trucker has the best name. That is pretty good, right? Beta Bears. Oh, I think I saw you at the manhole this weekend. Good afternoon, everyone. Long time since I can join a live stream. Thank you for the information you provide new drivers. Well, I appreciate it. And thank you for being here and for seeing you on Saturday there. If that U.S. Express driver that I talked to is here today, make yourself known. Say hello. I'd like to know, do you really like it there? So, but I'm just going to assume he does. Any FedEx drivers out there really know what the Purple Promise is? The Purple Promise. Isn't that, shouldn't you ask your doctor about that if it's right for you? Isn't that what the Purple Promise is? Oh, we talked about a mailbox on the show, and I couldn't remember the name of the mailbox company for those of you that live in the truck and said, how do I get a home address? Now, I don't know if this works, but the place is called Anytime Mailbox. So check that out. It's $10 a month. It's a street address. So I don't know if anybody's used it or if you could use that as a street address. They'll forward mail to you. They'll hold mail. They scan the mail so you can look at it on your phone. They'll send you packages. Starts at $10 a month. Anytime mailbox. I'm not sure if anybody's used it or whatever. Let me know. I'm curious about that because I thought, I remember seeing that mailbox, but I couldn't remember the name of the place. Life starts now. Getting my CDL changed my life. I was homeless before I got my CDL. Now you're still homeless. Exactly. But I have a lot more money. I agree. And, that's where I really think driving shines for people, which would be someone homeless or someone that is getting ready to be evicted. Also, young people. You're 21 living in your mom's basement. Okay, you can get out of that basement in a few weeks and have a place to live and make some money for some years. Especially if you're homeless, without a car would be even better. Live in the truck and save money for 5 years. You could come out and buy a house in Lafayette if you saved up money. Houses here in the hundreds, maybe mid 100s for a brand new house. So you could do that. Have a house for cash and, get a car and you're all set. I should have started with UPS in my 20s. I'll be retiring now with a pension. Yeah, I should have stayed at Yellow or a Roadway, which is Yellow now. Probably at 21 or 22 when that was. But it was young and stupid then. Now I'm just older. I saw a video of a truck driver, even at Western Express, makes more money than an Olympian. Gustavo. Okay, Western Express makes more money than an Olympian. People always think of money per hour when it should be money for value. What is the value that an Olympian gives to places versus a Western Express driver who provides value to a lot of places? An Olympian, if you win a gold medal or whatever, that isn't only the money you get. You can do endorsements and stuff, which would provide you a lot more money. But, an Olympian has a certainly shorter career. Some people at Western Express, they've been there for weeks. Saturday, I thought it was Monday. I had to look at my phone. I thought I was losing it. I thought, I'm going to pop in on Saturday here and see what's going on. I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to be going out. The next one, I'm going to be going west out 74 and see what's going on out there. Put about 197 miles on the old Trucking Answers mobile unit, so that was pretty good. Had it rolling up and down the roads, charged the battery up. I thought about going out with a bang with those driver-facing cameras at the Lindy Group, wearing one of those hats with a bottle of Jack Daniels and a Coke on the other. Make sure that's the last trucking job you ever want to have if you did that. I don't ever recommend that. I think it is funny, but if you're going to quit a place, just quit. Give them their truck. Make sure to protect yourself with the video or whatever, but don't trash the truck. Give them the truck and, walk out, head held high. Always be the better person to walk out and say, we're done. Average between 24 and 2,500 a week gross. Yikes. Not bad for 5 days working home every night. I get the same 2 days off, so I can always plan my week. Aviator trucker. Isn't that worth it, right? You have the same schedule. You know what days you're off. You can plan with all that money. That is really good. Local, that's great money, local. That's crazy money to be a local driver. Man, so you can be at the manhole every week throwing around those hundreds. Whew, the Purple Promise, isn't that the GP Transco version of the Teal Treaty? Oh, that's what they should do. That's not actually too bad. A Teal Treaty. These are all and that would be actually good for drivers. This is what we're going to do for you. This is the Teal Treaty. It will be on a teal piece of paper. We promise that. And then we'll do this, do this. It would be great. I think that's a great marketing thing. That's very good. FedEx driver, Chris, and former package handler. The Purple promises, I will make every FedEx experience outstanding. It's usually said sarcastically by drivers and package handlers. Really? Next time I see a FedEx truck rolling around the neighborhood, I'm going to go stop. What's the Purple promise? I'm from the FedEx police. That dude who got disqualified for KO got $5 million. Nice. In U.S. money. I was told by a student that... What dude that got disqualified, by the way? I was told a student that the door underneath the sleeper that says fire extinguisher was your mailbox. I also told him that you can get more hours by shaking the Qualcomm keyboard. Turn it over and shake it, except nobody knows what an Etch-a-Sketch is anymore. A house in mid-Indiana for mid-100s, is that with or without the outhouse? Can't be. You can get a nice house here in the mid-100s, right here in Lafayette. No problem. That's part of the reason I live here in Indiana. It's cheap living. What goes on camera stays on camera. Exactly. You don't want them to have a picture of you with a bottle of Jack Daniels in the truck or something like that. Oh my gosh, you never know what they'll do with that. Just give them their truck like a professional. Here's your truck. I brought it back. It's in good condition. Let's take a look at it. Here's your keys. It's been great. Wouldn't want to be you. And see you. And see you, wouldn't want to be you kind of thing. For Olympians, endorsements are where the money is at. Never have a public opinion. Exactly. They should keep their opinions to themselves if they're going to do an endorsement. I mean, everybody's welcome to their opinion, but then don't be surprised when you don't have endorsements. People have been at Western for weeks. Those 401ks must be fat. Those are like the super trainers there. People that actually end up staying there for weeks at Western Express. Did you see It Smells Like Teen Spirit in Big Cabin, Oklahoma? I thought this is pretty funny. Yes, it's strong enough for a man but made for a woman. And I don't know how many other deodorant taglines I know. This truck, apparently, I guess his tires were catching on fire, so he stopped, of course, at the Loves in Big Cabin, and the truck caught on fire. It was full of aerosol deodorant. See the pictures of that? And they started exploding. I don't know, was it Mitchum, Arid? I don't know what it was. They didn't say. It just said deodorant, aerosol deodorant. But I thought of these things. I guess for the first time, all the drivers in the truck stop smelled great. So going in there probably smelled really good. Drivers like, some of them were holding up their hands. Get that stuff away from me. So all the flip-flops were flying everywhere. So that'd be pretty good. A truck full of aerosol deodorant. Western nice trucks, low pay. They're just Cascadias. I mean, you see them all over the place. They're like most companies. Cascadia trucks. They had a show which you should watch, Machines That Make the World. Adam Richman did this one about trucks, and they went to the Freightliner place in North Carolina where they make Cascadias, and he was just gushing over how great they are. They're the kings of the road, the best trucks ever. I thought, holy crap. They put it through a test where it sprayed water all over it, and I thought, I bet that thing's going to leak down the windshield. Come on. They're made to a price, not made to a quality. That's always been the problem with Freightliners. I mean, I like the Cascadia, it's okay, but it's just your basic fleet truck made to a price. It's made to a price point. Rather than putting quality, it's like, how much plastic can we put in this truck? Money for nothing and the chicks for free. Exactly. Money isn't everything, but those who say money is nothing typically have none. Well, money is... What I'm saying is trading hours for money is not the way to make money. That's what I'm saying. Talked to a Trans Am driver, Burt Reynolds, 15 years more experience than me, less than half my pay, because he tolerates it. Half of your pay would really be something. Part of it is how much does he get a week, but yeah, did you tell him, look, you can go double your pay? People get very comfortable in what they are. That's why people don't move above where they could be. They're comfortable, and so they don't push themselves, and they don't look around. They don't do anything. That's just how society is. Society is basically, once they get to a level, that's it. Once something hits the internet, it's there for eternity. Exactly. Say it, forget it, write it, regret it. When I park in Memphis, I turn my sleeper into a casting couch. How does that work out? If truck's on fire, kick off the trailer. Some will like it. I don't know why he didn't do that. The whole thing burned to the ground. I don't know. Maybe it was burning. They didn't say which tires, so maybe it was burning in the front. Aviator Trucker GP Transco could be the best company on the road if it would drop the mileage BS and pay by the hour. If they could do that, then they should pay a daily rate. I think their local drivers, from what I understand there, do get a daily rate. Drivers that drive into Chicago get some kind of daily rate. All companies should drop the mileage stuff, not just there. I think that's probably the worst part of the industry. It forces people to be gone. It forces people to drive when they are tired, drive in bad weather that they wouldn't otherwise drive unsafely. Hourly would be way better, so your time is paid. When you're fueling the truck, you don't get paid. When you're doing the paperwork, you don't get paid. That's ridiculous. That's all required by the company, and you don't get paid to do it. The Barbecue Truckers here. Hello, checking back in from North Texas. All right, it's good to see you back. Most FedEx drivers don't know the Purple Promise because they're contractors. Oh, they're technically not employees. I know the Purple Promise since I used to work for FedEx before I got my CDL. Oh, so they went to third party, presumably to get rid of liability and save money. Quite interesting you live in Indiana. Mike Pence won't show his face back there. Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while. I don't know where he is. He's everywhere but here. People with automatics have a hard time backing into the dock. Most of the newbies can't get a clutch in this situation. If you have this International that I have, it's horrible at backing up. This 10-speed is horrible. I wouldn't even let If I was International Trucks, whoever made it, which it doesn't say, I wouldn't let them put it in the truck. It's terrible. It doesn't back up slowly. It's either on or off. And so you're ramming into, I'm glad I don't have to back into a dock. So you're ramming into stuff or whatever. It's just terrible backing in. There's no slow backing up. So you got to be good at it to getting your spot. You're pulling up because you're backing up. It goes from 0 to like 7 miles an hour right away. So I meant Western Trucking, Colorado. Long hoods, they still in business. They are, David. And they have reefers and flats. They do. And they do some stuff with hauling money around, apparently. They just don't pay anything. I mean, the pay there is so low that you can get 20 cents. If you're experienced, you can get 20, 25 cents elsewhere. That's a lot of money. A mile? That's a lot of money. Any word on the driver spilled the fuel in the creek? No, that'll be a while. And probably, what I think, again, this guy will take some kind of plea. I mean, apparently it was close to a school, and the school's got him on camera, doing some kind of security camera. So I don't know how you deny that when you're on camera. Unless you're the mayor of Washington, D.C., that ain't me on the camera. I mean, pretty much you got a problem. If you're driving Chicago, don't you need a vest made of Kevlar? Yeah, what'd they have this weekend? 40 or 50 shootings again? Yeah, not a bad weekend. The mayor's like, oh, that's not too bad. She goes, I have to get my hair done again, if you remember that incident. Entertainment transportation is the way to go. In your opinion, if you don't mind being gone from home for a couple months. Guaranteed daily salary, catering food, and low weekly mileage. That's true. That's a better deal. It's not as many drivers in it. I don't know how that's going right now. But that's not a bad way to do it, right? Joan Harper's here. Hello. How's it going? Did you sweat it out over the weekend? Holy mackerel. It was hot here in Indiana, wasn't it? Tommy, but how's medical care where you live? I know you're only in extreme upper 30s. But when you get older, medical care is number one. Yeah, I mean, the wife has had a couple surgeries and, uses some doctor services. No issues here. I mean, I'm not living in the middle of, the holler. It's a regular town. There's 100,000 people in the county here. We have hospitals and doctors and everything, so no problem. FedEx Grunt specifically uses contracted service providers. I think FedEx Freight and Express drivers are FedEx employees. Okay, so the people that come to your house, I guess? Here's a game you can play when you're bored. Count the number of trucks with the hoods up and make the truck. Volvo wins. Aviator Trucker. Yeah, but they ride so nice. I saw that Swift truck on Saturday live. I'll tell you, that's a pretty nice truck. $760 for Swift and a new trailer. I don't know. That guy's rolling pretty good, that driver, whoever's in it. There was nobody in it. It was off. The barbecue trucker operates 2 fully authentic steam locomotives at Six Flags over Texas. Really? $15 an hour? Why don't you send a picture of those? We'll put them up. 90 miles away, Mark, you better tell me what the single-digit DOT trucking company is. You can't bring it up and then forgot who it was. I don't remember who it is, to be honest with you. There is still a company. They do ads, right? They still run ads and say, we're the first, I think they say they're the oldest trucking company. And they have they're number 6 or 8 or something in DOT. Somebody here will know it, believe me. People here are way smarter than me. Somebody here is going to put it up here. The lowest DOT number still in operation. You get paid my weight, Gustavo. Would that be good or not? I'm not sure. Prime is the best cafeteria. I gained 10 pounds until I left. Well, that's good. 0 to 7 in reverse is because 250 ratio in rears. Well, no, because it doesn't have a creep on it. My Cascadia, you can step on the pedal and let go, and it'll creep. It'll creep back like a car. This thing, no. It's like zoomy back immediately, and then you let off, and it just sits there. So, can you fix most of my birth defects? Donkey bite, maybe, in the future. Yes, it was hot, Joan Harper. I did sweat it out, no doubt. I'm off today, running around Clarksville. It's raining all day. Yeah, it's been kind of cloudy here. Not great. When I get bored, I get a truck with a Swift paint job, crash it, and post it on Swift's Facebook page. What do they go, oh, here's another one of our trucks. Yeah. All right, barbecue trucker, let's see it. Adco Years has a 6-digit number. Yeah, so that's pretty old company, too. They're in the 3-4 million right now. So any with a 6-digit number, that's pretty good. That's a old 20, 30 years old, probably. I was being humorous about the Jack and Coke hat. I would never go out like that. People would. I would have to add the big 1970s brick cell phone up to my ear as well. Oh, very nice. How do I put up a picture? You can send it to me. That's how you put up a picture. This is why they call them the Trash Nationals. Yes. I'll post that as a community picture if you want. So we can always do it that way. Did you see some carriers are going to South Africa to get place? Anybody here from Groendyke, by the way? Groendyke? They are trying to get drivers from South Africa. That was in an article. The average person in South Africa, which I looked up, gets paid $700 a month. So if a driver came here from South Africa, lived in the truck without expenses, and made even, say, $5,000 a month on the road, they could send a lot of that back to South Africa. Or they could actually pay them less, say $4,000 or $3,000, $3,500 a month. Still get somebody here to work, and they could send a lot of that money home. That's the thing of it. That's the thing. That's how they do it. That way they don't have to pay as much money. No, I mean the tractor-trailer drivers, not the local drivers. FedEx Ground, Freight, and Express operate independently. Oh, okay. So maybe the people that come to your house are actual employees. Jones Eating at Golden Corral. Not been here in 2 years. Yeah, we have one here. I haven't been back over there. There's a Golden Corral here. Do they still allow you to walk up to the chocolate fountain and put your steak in there? So that's what I'm wondering. If they went back to manuals at England, I wonder if the triple bunk truck would have to triple clutch. They could have, anybody could stick their foot up there or wherever they're putting it. Greetings from Claiborne, Texas, Hunter P. Brown. I'm on my way to a 6-stop in Maryland and Pennsylvania. Oh, Cassius King Trucking's like, oh, 6 stops. Oh, that's more than I do in a week. I mean, that is a lot of stops. I drove for Dart International based in Los Angeles. 4-digit. I know Dart's been open for a long time. So Dart has a low number. And is this a different Dart, though, that I'm thinking about? I wonder if vaccine passports are going to find its way into the trucking industry. Yes. You'll have the same one as everybody else. I have an enhanced CDL to run into Canada and kind of expect it. Oh, well, you know what? They're going to stop that. Canada probably will say, hey, you can't come up here without showing proof. So that they might do. That, absolutely. Can I spoof you on YouTube, or would you get mad at me? Hey, look, I don't, I don't say anything to anybody on YouTube. I try to keep it drama-free. So, have at it. Many large firms use South African labor. That's disappointing. I mean, there are people here that would like to work. I mean, look at them. Sitting in their mom's basements, they're just like, oh, if only I could get a job, dude. That's how they talk. Captain Cleaner Weiner, the 2 semis involved in that fatal crash in Alabama last month that killed 8 children, just got named in a lawsuit. People not paying attention. I know. I saw that they're going to sue him. And when you were running into traffic ahead of us, you're going too fast for conditions. No matter what. If it's 20, it's 10 or whatever, you can't hit the people in front of you. Joan Harper, I don't know. I never did that with steak here. Here's the thing. When you go into Golden Corral, they can't stop you from putting whatever you want in that chocolate fountain. Well, okay. The judge said, apparently, to me, that there's some things you can't put in the fountain. But the food there, apparently, you can put any of the food in that fountain. So I'm just wondering, can you still walk up to the fountain? Do they still have it? Remember when J.B. Hunt used to recruit at the truck stops? Yeah, I remember going into, was in the one in Scranton, it seems like. Because that was the one with the barber shop. And there was always a recruiter in there from someplace. Hey, let me talk to you about JB. Let me talk to you about, I'm like, you got a hat? Oh, okay. No, I'm not interested. ICE raided the England terminal in Laredo. Is that true? So everybody's gone out of there? Same name, different Dart. Oh, okay. Owned by UCLA basketball coach Rob. Okay, I don't know who that is, David. That's the ball in the hoop, right? Between UPS, I don't know anything about sports. Between UPS getting a new contract to all their trailers and FedEx contracting everything out, maybe they should merge, just call the company Fed Up. Yeah, everything goes out to a third party. Don't slow roll while you do it. I'm going to sell my rig and go to work for Western Express. That's the way to do it. Look, sell your truck and go lease one of their trucks. I mean, how great is that? I see tons of people posting videos about leasing at Western Express and how great it is. What a great idea it is. And there are people doing that. The old is trucking companies probably has a Macker model and has a number on the side of their door from the ICC Aviator Trucker. There's a company with a very low DOT number. They advertise such and say, look, we're the oldest company in the country. The Petro in Scranton has this amazing deli sandwich shop, one of the best in the country. All right. That's one of the barber shop, right? Every year I take my severely autistic son to the ocean for his birthday. He loves the ocean. It's the happiest and calmest I've seen him. This year we went to beautiful Rockaway Beach in Oregon. That's sweet. And plus the weather's not too bad up there. How'd that go? I'm glad. Just stopped for 20 minutes on 70 because a horse was running around loose. Well, get out there and corral that thing up. But not golden corral it up, but corral it up. Did they finally bring somebody in? I mean, I don't want the thing to get hurt or whatever. Take it back to wherever it's supposed to go. President Biden said that zero-emission vehicles wants 50% of them to be EVs by 2030, and that includes commercial vehicles. So get ready for that. Senator Young from Indiana is optimistic that the 18 to 20-year-old thing will pass. That was just in the news, that it's going to be in the next infrastructure thing or whatever, and he's optimistic that it's going to pass. So also get ready for teenagers to have Teen Beat magazine and to be talking about all the latest goings on with David Cassidy and stuff like that. Let's see, where did I go off to here? Oh, okay. It happened last Sunday after a tip from them about people hiding in the trailers. Well, down there, don't they find people all the time? How long can you hide in a trailer in Laredo? It's like 200 degrees. Groendyke is a tech company and hauls fuel here in South St. Louis. Their drivers are paid by the load and they run around like animals. All right. Well, they were in the news article because they talked to one of the recruiters there that they just can't get anybody to work, and so they're working with visa companies to get people here from South Africa, so they can fly somebody in from South Africa, although I guess on a coach or whatever, it's probably not that expensive, and presumably put them up and get them their license and everything, and that's what they're going to do because people just aren't interested in working here driving a truck. I got the impression from the article that they're gone there. Is that possible? I didn't get the impression they were local drivers. I don't think that a company would import local drivers because you'd have the housing thing. So, and if that was true, they'd have to pay them the same pay as everybody else. The Petro in Scranton is a pain to get through. You have to go around 2 traffic circles to get to it. They're building those here and people hate them. Rockaway Beach is a wonderful change from the wildfire smoke and 100-degree temps we've been enduring in Washington. My family and I love the Oregon coast. That sounds like great for anybody to get out of that, believe me. And I'm not real big on the ocean, but I might sit on the beach for a while. I don't like to go in the ocean. There's stuff in there. If I want to be able to see the bottom of the water, and it should be man-made. I really wonder how many 18-year-olds are going to want to be truck drivers just because they can't. Doesn't mean they will. Oh, because they can't. Oh, I agree. I don't. They think like, oh, we're going to get all these people. You know how they're going to get them though is recruit in the high schools, which they don't do now because there's no point to it. So what they will do is go to all these high school recruiting events with their fancy signs. Hey, come work here. We don't drink coffee in this state. You know who that might be. No, but 100,000 and all this kind of stuff. Own a truck, that kind of thing. That's what they'll do. So they'll be able to recruit in high schools and get people in that way, where they can't do that now. All right, you sent some pics. All right, I'll have to check those out. My company has a 6-digit number. The first is a 1. That's pretty good. Formed in 79. Yeah. See, so there you go. 6 digits, so you know 100,000s. Absolutely. Why do cattle haulers have nice trucks? Is there an answer on that? Shout out to all the parents of autism warriors. The toughest job I ever loved. I bet it's difficult. I mean, I can't imagine how hard that would be. We get to the Oregon coast. Go down to Gold Beach for the jet boat ride up the river. Oh, I wonder how that would work out. Now, David Cassidy, yeah, the guy in the mystery shows. Do you remember when professional drivers had their section of seating in the restaurants? Yes. Commercial drivers, I think it actually said professional drivers only, and we had a phone at the booth so you could make calls, important calls to your dispatcher. Yeah, those were great. Those were the days, professional drivers only. You'd sit in there, you could sexually harass the waitresses and stuff. Oh, those were the days. They can't, Spirit doesn't fly to Africa. I was thinking, does JetBlue come over there where you stack people 3 high or whatever? If they buy 10 seats, then maybe they get some kind of discount. It's called Jerry's Jet Boat. Do it in August. All right. Washington State has fully embraced traffic circles. We have a few here. They're building more of them. They did a thing on Mythbusters about it. I don't know if you saw it. They're faster. They had like 100 cars come in of all the people that work there and showed how that works better than using traffic lights. So, God, I hate all those traffic circles. They're everywhere. They're going to be around. They're everywhere in Missouri as well. Well, we love them here. Will it be worth the high insurance to hire an 18-year-old? Keltrooster Travels. Most of the mega carriers are self-insured, at least through the first $1 or $2 million. So, yeah, I think so. And, the way people drive now, I don't know that's going to be a problem. And how many of them, I think everybody here is correct. How many of them are they actually going to get? They'll recruit in high schools and get some people that way. But they're not going to be like tons of 18-year-olds like, oh, we can't wait to go drive a truck. I mean, come on. You have to be able to, be self-sufficient, and that's even harder at that age. Didn't even think about an 18-year-old be able to lease purchase trucks. That's got disaster written over it. Well, sure, I mean, they're adults, right? Okay, so legally. And look, if they can go buy a car, they could go lease a car. Think about that. There's no reason that they wouldn't be able to lease a truck, and they can't use the excuse, I didn't know, because you can go get an attorney to look at it. You're an 18-year-old who wants to be an adult. So you are an adult to sign a contract. So sure, let's get him in. Let's get him leasing those trucks. And then we can make him a trainer. That's going to be great. So somebody comes in from a factory that's 40, 50, whatever, and your trainer is 18 and a half years old, and they just leased a truck. That's your trainer. Oh, that's going to be great. I miss the old mom and pop truck stops. There's hardly any left. They're going to be around. Nice. Runabouts, especially during wintertime if you have a rear-wheel drive. Oh, yeah, you can drift all the way around them until the cops come. Those new intersections where you cross over to the overside are nice. Very little waiting. All right. You can drift your bobtail around them too. Turn off the traction control. Remember when CFI was a good company? They had that T2000 drag truck. No, I don't remember their drag truck. I don't really get any bad letters from CFI drivers, to be honest with you. All they have to do is give them free Wi-Fi. Say, look, the trucks have free in-truck Wi-Fi. Plus, you get all the channels. Prime used to blow my doors off. Sure, years ago. They still can. From what I understand, the trucks go at least 65. And I think the owner-operators get to go like 68 or something. The Boise Stage Shop has driver areas in the restaurant. Oh, still finally? Somebody posted that too from a mega carrier, that he wanted to do something to his truck but was afraid of what the carrier would say about it, that he didn't think they would allow it. So he wasn't going to do it, but he's leasing the truck. And that's when I thought, oh, this driver forgot that he doesn't own the truck. Leasing is not owning. If you can't do what you want to the truck, you don't own the truck. They own the truck. You shouldn't have to ask permission. And people say, well, Mark, you have a car payment. Okay, I can go paint my car, though. Go paint that truck and see what happens, because I'm on the title to the car. When you lease a truck or a car, for that matter, you are not on the title. The leasing company owns it. Every time I go on a traffic circle, it reminds me that the scene in National Lampoon's European Vacation, where he tries going around the roundabout in London. Getting 18-year-olds fresh out of high school is a great idea. Wish they did it sooner. Much rather have been a trucker than going to the military, becoming a mad veteran and then a trucker. I think it would be good for some 18-year-olds. There's not going to be many that take them up on it. Will some of them become good drivers? Yeah, I think so. They're the only people that will have requirements for training, too. So many hours and stuff like that. Nobody else has training requirements, even under the new law in 2022. A trucker Willie is here. Hello, what's going on? I have to get back to my kids. Dennis, God bless and be safe. Thank you for being here, and have a great day. I hope that goes good in Oregon, and try the jet boat ride. You might like it. The company that has the lowest number on the door advertise that they are the company that are older than dirt and proud and still pay that way. We are pay the same as we did all those years ago. It's like a retro pay. No chocolate fountain at the Golden Corral. That was half the greatness at the Golden Corral. Sean Harper, was that chocolate fountain. They need to bring that back, because doggone it, when I'm getting my food, everything's going in that fountain, and they can't say anything to you about it. If I want to put my steak in there, I'm putting it in there. I'm talking 80 mile per hour in the 90s. But yeah, look, a lot of these companies used to roll across the country. No problem. England was a great company to work for. People loved it. They've been in business for a long time. People don't realize this. They loved it, and now look what they've become. The 20s version of incel send means comments from the sleeper berth, not from mom's basement. Oh my God, it's just, It is just me, or has PAM trucks gotten slower? I don't see that many of them. There were a couple parked over the weekend, but is everybody slowing down? Why? Because the price of fuel is going up? They're getting a fuel surcharge that's covering this cost. Sam, hello, Mark and everyone. I'm in Denver today and tomorrow playing local driver, then going home. How do you play local driver for 2 days? How does that work? Do owner-operators with new trucks have collision alarms and lane departure, or are that optional? I think it comes on most of the trucks, right? New? I don't know how many owner-operators buy brand new trucks. How about owner-operators out here? But I think it comes on most new trucks, right, as standard equipment. Or I can't imagine the companies pay for it. I mean, we're super cheap, and it's on the trucks, so I gotta believe it comes on the truck. Maybe they just put extra plastic in there. Used to make fun of Prime, but now that I pay the bills, I go 63 and requested a trailer with tails. I always put them out, even when going 30 miles. Roger Moore. Right. That's the thing at Prime. I don't understand that. Many Prime trailers have those tails on them, and I rarely see them out. If you're buying the fuel, do everything you can to save fuel. Now, I'd probably still go 65, but I would have those tails out on there. But I see a lot of Prime drivers can't be bothered to pull the little string, which is how they seem to work, and the ones where I get a few of them every once in a while, and just open the tail up. I don't notice that much fuel difference. Maurice, I haven't driven in 2 years. I'm having trouble getting hired. Yes, you've been out of the industry too long. You may have to take a refresher course. I would keep calling places, but you may have to take a refresher course, especially if you haven't worked in 2 years. But even driving, if you haven't had a job in 2 years, unless you have a good excuse and they'll want some kind of great reason, it's going to be a problem. Refresher course, can you imagine going back with a trainer? Call some local places too and see if they'll put you on. Call temp services. But without recent experience, it's a problem. Rather have 18-year-olds driving than someone speak no English. Well, that's true. What if you have some 40-year-old person but doesn't speak English? Not that I would mention a company like Mesilla Valley Transport, but there are companies that put people out that don't speak any English, either driver. I wondered if the government would do a study on allowing 18-year-old lot lizards. Are there any that old out there? Romines, our place in Morris, Illinois, has exclusive driver seating section. Oh, that's pretty good. I didn't quite get that far out. I should have gone farther on Saturday. What are your thoughts on slip seat OTR positions starting to be offered? No way. 2 and 2. See, that's the problem. You're off 2 weeks. You're going to slip seat. But maybe if it's the same people, does the other person drive the truck those 2 weeks? That would probably be better. I mean, maybe you can do like a sniff test on them or something. But see, I'm thinking Walmart, where you just, every time you come in, it's a different truck. But if you're slipping with the same person, maybe their work the 2 weeks you're off, that probably wouldn't be as bad. I mean, thinking of sleeping in a different bed all the time where there's been other people. At least bring your own sheets or something. One accident on my record, no other vehicles involved. Yeah, that's the problem. Isn't the accident. The problem is you don't have recent driving experience, right? That is the problem. I was surprised at how clean those 2 truck stops were. Me too. The Cash is King video was more like what I was thinking, but I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you. I have a few more coming out in the future as well, and I'll be doing a lot more of these. But I was surprised and happily surprised. England got bad after Sons took over. Flat highway. That's every company, right? When the owner retires or leaves and it gets passed down, it's terrible. Now the preferred seating area truck stop says no shirt, no shower shoes, no service. And that's the only people in there. And remember Kruger's truck stop in Troutdale, Oregon? No. My 2022 came standard with lane departure. Yeah, I think it's standard on trucks. I saw a Sierra England driver with 2 other people in the truck. Oh, see, I wish I'd have seen that. Where was this? 3 people get out of the truck. You should ask him if he has 3 beds in that truck. Although I don't think it's illegal. As long as 2 people and 1 in bed, that's still legal. That CFI T2000, the whole cab lifted up and the twin pipes folded big engine. That would have been great to see. Sam switched trailers from another driver earlier, now waiting for another trailer that delivers tomorrow, getting paid hourly. Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. Sit there and wait for trailers to come in. Not bad, paid for your time. There are drivers right now where you're sitting there doing nothing. There's some driver to dock, probably within 15 miles of you, working and not getting paid anything. England got bad after his kids took over. Exactly. There are no airlines in India because they don't allow people to ride on the planes. Like the trains, they tell you to get in the plane, they mean get in it. Yeah, I don't know if people have seen this, but many of the commuter trains in India, and I don't know why this is, have people all over them, literally. Hey, go buy a Tata, would you? I heard an ad on the radio in Dallas yesterday evening for Hellweger. They were advertising 58 to 65 cents. That's not terrible. Barbecue trucker, 58 to 65, yeah. That was funny. Mark almost got run over by Grandpa in the parking lot. I know. I'm like, what is happening? Here, I'm out here. Now I'm going to get run over. I got a speeding ticket in California reduced to a log violation. My MVR is all good. What's the best way to get it removed or changed? Well, how did you get that done? People would love to know how you did that. Did you get a lawyer, or how did you do it first, right? And I don't know if you can challenge that. You know, you'd have to go and do a Q challenge or whatever it's called, but I don't know if you can challenge it. Back when I started with Sam Tanksley in 1972, I obtained my CDL at 18 and 92. Couldn't drive interstate, just intrastate. I support it. Have given you a great lifestyle. Right. I'm for it. It's not like I'm against it. I just think people are right. Not many people are going to do it. And I think the downside is the people that are going to recruit those drivers are not a place where drivers are going to stay in the industry. So rather than ruin people when they get in at whatever age, you can just ruin them early at 18, and by 19 they'll be disgusted with it, rightly so, because of where they're working, and they'll leave and they'll never get back into trucking. It'll make it even worse. Mr. Crowley's here. Hello from California. Hey, nice weather there you're having, which I could say every day because it is. Where was that? The place that Cash made the video? West Virginia? He'll tell us here in a minute. Ever seen a truck driver with a perm mullet, a denim vest, no shirt, and a gold chain, bootcut jeans, and snakeskin boots? That guy can drive a truck. Yeah, that's true. Is that guy sitting across from you right now putting in an application? Mawson & Mawson out of Philadelphia is the flatbed carrier that advertises. That's it. Mawson & Mawson. What is their DOT number? Big city driving pay should be 30 an hour. It should be, and it's 29 in Indy. There are a number of places at 29 in Indy, plus overtime, and a couple at 27. Cisco's 26.50 in Indy. I've seen that ad. So it's around. That kind of pay is around. There's a fuel hauler. Now, it does say you need fuel drive hauling experience, which starts at 30, but goes up every year for 5 years. So plus overtime past 8 and 40, home every day. Okay, so in 5 years, can you imagine being at 35 an hour plus overtime, which is almost $50 an hour, and that's overtime past 8 and 40. All right, to all fuel around and be home every day. If you rolled a long week, you're in the high 2000s. Imagine that, 2,700 home every day. Is pretty good pay if that's something you'd want to do. You should check the pilot in Staunton, Virginia. They have like 5 resident stray cats. Oh, see, now I would go collect those cats and do something with them. 15 over reduced by lawyer, $1,300. Well worth it. Well worth it. You'd have to do a challenge to the thing, but I mean, a log violation is not a big problem on there. It's not a moving violation, and so that $1,300 was money well spent. Cash King is putting on the mileage, no doubt. His truck, I think, turned 2 million miles the other day. If you're around Burns Harbor, you see 3 Bunk England trucks all the time. Really? I'm always around Burns Harbor. I mean, I'm only a couple of hours from Burns Harbor, so I didn't see any. Let's all meet at Slicker Sam's Beer Garden in Melrose Park. 22nd and Rice. Oh, I'm sorry, closed 40 years ago. Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin was there, and Elvis. That'd be a great place to go. I'll do some. Look, they have karaoke. We'll do some Sinatra. Sinatra's one of the stations I save on XM, so I'm a big fan. 71 is Sinatra station for anyone who has satellite radio. We should do one more live stream a week, Donkey Bite. There'll be more live streams because I'll be doing more of these truck stop videos, and I'll be doing live from some of those as well because I want to see if these truck stops are cleaned up. So we're gonna do more. BJ and the Bear got $1.50 a mile at 79. Really, I don't remember them saying that. That's more than John Christner drivers get today. That's more than they get today. And what was fuel in 1979? Like 8 cents. The problem is mega carriers don't want to pay overtime. Well, it's a problem. The problem is drivers shouldn't work there, right? If you don't get overtime. And I see this on ads, no overtime or whatever. I agree. Some of them don't want to pay it, and that's why some of them have it in their ad. $29 an hour plus overtime. And that's the first thing you ask a place paying hourly. Yet they still want to work past 8 hours. They do. And say, look, overtime or no deal. Caleb live loads and live unloads should be banned unless you're owner-operator with your own DOT number. Well, or you got paid for it. How about that? They should only be banned because most drivers don't get paid for them. No, I was delivering to a liquor store and he was a patron. Wow. You should have handed that guy an application. You go, I know you're a driver. Why don't you come work over here? Did the Joe's Roller Wiener Emporium survive the pandemic? Oh, absolutely. It never closed because they knew nothing could survive in there. So it was probably the safest place to be. Alexandra's here. Hey, hello. What's going on? How's it going out there? Are you still rolling? William, my dear, here we must run as fast as we can just to stay in place. And if you wish to go anywhere, you must run twice as fast as that Lewis Carroll through the looking glass. Oh, that's, I don't know what that is, right? Hope you're all doing well. Doing great here. I hope you're doing wonderful. A bunch of companies don't do live unloads. I'm strictly drop and hook, a.k.a. I agree. I only drop and hook. And so it just depends where you go and what you're doing. You know, I haven't loaded anything in a long time. Actually, I had to work a Saturday a while ago. And I did a load. And I'm like, holy mackerel, is this how it is? You got to back up to a dock? It's just like, oh, I haven't backed up to a dock in a long time. Need to go live from that dump pilot in Indy. Place smells like an open sewer. Okay. What, exit 4? Is that what you're talking about? A shipper lost my CDL after I gave it to them and said that they gave it back when they didn't. Oh, where are they taking it? I mean, when you give it to them, do they go off somewhere with it? Whenever you hand in a license, you should keep your eye on it, kind of like a credit card or whatever, or a debit card, or if you're a Dave Ramsey fan. Always watch where it goes. Where did they take it? Did Fleet Nav and GP Transco come in today? Joan Harper. GP Transco was here for a short period, and then they're giving a speech in Alabama. Nice. I lost my invitation. I guess they didn't send it to me, but and Fleet Nav has not been here today. BJ on the show said he doesn't work for free, takes money to feed the bear. That's right. See? Even he knew. England has a rule where you can't be in the top bunks while the truck is moving. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, but if there were 3 and only the regular bunks, it'd be okay because one person could be in the front seat, is what I'm saying. Driver, passenger, one in the bunk and the bottom. So it's still legal. What's worse than slip-sitting in a sleeper is finding dried boogers in the backside of the steering wheel of a day cab. Gross. I don't know why people think that because they're in a day cab, they can just trash the truck. Extra large cups seem to be coming back into stock finally. When are we going to have a cat break? We can do that. Well, she was just attacking my chair a minute ago, although people probably didn't hear that. I mean, you couldn't hear it back there, but I could feel her claws going to my chair, which she's slowly ruining, as they do. Which, ironically, is right next to a scratching post. So people with cats understand exactly what I'm talking about. Swift has a Lowe's dedicated account in Denver. Loaded out of the distribution center in Cheyenne, all dropping hooks. Seems like a pretty good deal. Swift has a lot of these dedicated things, which I tell people all the time. They don't like Swift. Oh, I don't like it. Hey, go tell them you want to be on a dedicated run near your house or whatever. Regular runs. They do stuff all over the country, these large places. Get on a dedicated run. Alexander, still rolling, headed to Las Cruces, El Paso, and Northwest Iowa. That's pretty good, too. If there's a driver shortage, mega carriers can recruit all the homeless people in Los Angeles. I don't know why they don't actually go recruit. Not because what I hear all the time, which is homeless people don't want to be homeless. Okay, I get that. And there are probably some of them that don't want to be homeless. There's circumstances or whatever. I get it. All right, I've been totally poor. So let's go get them and get them out of there. Go stand somebody down with a sandwich board to walk around. I'm doing a live load now at Paperworks in Baldwinsville, New York. I'll probably be here till tomorrow morning. Did you mistype that? Tomorrow morning is tomorrow. It just turned afternoon. Oh my gosh. I mean, are you serious about that? Can't imagine all those tweakers driving a big rig. Well, they get work done. They don't need to stop. They could work at a place that's got an ELD exempt right now, and imagine how many miles they could just pile up between now and the end of August, which is the current end of the thing. Just been dealing with depression lately, so I've been reclusive. All right. Well, hey, take all the time for yourself, as I tell people, right? But we're always here for you. I want to train the guy named Lane. He left the truck when I was at the truck stop, and I didn't know where he went. Reported to the company that the lane departure warning was not working. Oh, my God. Do you write these down a week? Oh, my gosh. In France, you can't take your 34 in the cab, hotel, or home you go, or 500 of fines. So is the company required then to pay for the hotel if you're taking your if you have to take a break on the road in France? Joan Harper, where do you work? Well, it's good that I don't get asked this too much from people ever. So for new people, I do this every week at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time and occasional pop-up live shows, among other videos. But, you know, if you're going to be on, you should keep that to yourself, really. Don't put your name of your company out there because they can get mad about your videos and stuff. So that's what I do. I also don't recruit for them, although they have a recruiting bonus. But you know what? I'm going to let them take care of that. That's how I do it here. I give my company ID to shippers. I never give my CDL unless I'm getting a ticket. Huh. I never thought of that. We don't have an ID, though. Hope Gracie's doing well. Yeah, she's good. She was just scratching my chair, and then I can hear her crunching some food over there. Look, a Polish cat. Get your stainless shined up. Oh, a Polish cat. Who works? Some of us still have to work. I don't mind roundabouts, traffic control device. I cannot stand the roundabout. They have traffic control on a roundabout? When a company says that they do a lot of drop and hooks, always ask how many trailers do they have and how many trucks to make sure the ratio makes sense. That's true. Oh, we drop and hook all the time. We have 100 trucks and 100 trailers. Huh. How does that work? Or we could work somewhere, drop and hook like, I can't think of the name of it. Boy, it's terrible getting in 30s. Like the company that does all the containers. So that would be a drop and hook kind of thing. You know, I'm thinking of these day cabs, and I can't think of who does all these containers. JB Hunt does a lot of drop and hooks, I assume, because they have containers all the time. Stuff like that. I bet stunt truck drivers in Hollywood make big money. I wonder why that would be. I don't know. Mostly intended for the East Side crew, I think. How do they pay the motels, though? New auto's back just fine. This International, well, maybe it has a problem. It's a 10-speed automatic, and it's horrible. Mark recruits at the manhole logistics. Don't want the haircut fee. The manhole logistics. Boy, that'd be something. Lots of homeless people don't want to be homeless. Unfortunately, a large percent of them don't want to make the changes necessary to change it for themselves. Well, that is for everybody in society, right? Everybody could make changes that make a lot of sense for them that would improve their success ratio. That's when people, I'll get those once in a while. I'm like, how much TV do you watch a week? You know, oh, well, it should be 0. I tell them if you want to be better, if you want to be more successful, there shouldn't be time for that until you've hit the success level that you want to hit. So that's up for everybody, really. But I agree with you, right? They don't want to make the changes, and so until you make changes, nothing changes. Oh, I could do that as a quote. Next, my company said I can make videos in the truck, just don't mention the land air. Okay, right. Well, and some of them might say that. If you ask them, that's the other thing. If you ask, you know, they might say okay, and then they might say no, but then they're going to really be watching for you. So my advice always is just don't show them, and then you're always clear. You know, then they have nothing to say about what you put out there because they're not in on it. You know, that kind of thing. TJ Jones and the Bull of the Woods is here. What's happening? Sierra England will add a 4th bunk as soon as they figure out how they could hang a hammock between the sleeper and the front of the trailer. They'll probably allow that while you're driving. They go, oh, that's no problem. It keeps you cool out there. Reader, giving them an idea, no doubt. They're working on it. Manhole logistics, 70 cents per mile, all the kielbasa you can handle. That's true because they do have kielbasa night down there, and it's in quotes. But they can only use the hammock while parked. Oh, dang it. JB Hunt, 15,000 trucks and 130,000 trailers. A lot of those are containers, I think, right? And which is still a trailer. So absolutely, I'm in. And so they should do a lot of drop and hooks. They have about 10 trucks now sitting down by Amazon. So I assume they're doing stuff down there. They're right there. There's like 10 day cabs sitting right there. You see them, they're in Lebanon. Have them hire drivers below 5 feet. They can bunk bed in the toolbox as well. They can just head to toe it also. I'd rather drive an auto versus manual because they don't pay enough to grab gears in the eastern states. See, now we're off to that side where it's changed all the way around and people would rather have an automatic. And I know it's an automated manual before people write to me because I'll get 5 emails today. Mark, it's not an automatic. There's no torque converter. Met a long hut operator that had a 36-inch bunk. He said sleeping doesn't make money. There you go. That's exactly correct. Sleep, you don't get paid while you're sleeping. For him. Roger Moore, remember to tip your host. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And my friend 50 Cent, we're not great friends, but whatever, was making that movie. I don't even know why, I need to take ginkgo biloba. Anyhow, when he was making his movie, he said, then he was up all night. He worked all day in the movie, and then he was up all night making the theme song. Remember, I'm sure you've all heard this story. And they said, look, why don't you, when are we going to get some sleep? He goes, sleep? Hey, sleep for people who are broke. He goes, I don't sleep. I got stuff to do. So I thought, that's a great line. My company told me they don't want the name of the dirty movies. Yeah, don't put them in those movies. If you wear it, make it a parrot always. Keep that parrot on your head. Don't get a ticket. It's a very expensive ticket. And some companies will fire you for it. Hand over your license? No. FMCSA states your license must be in your possession at all times during driving. They'll say you're not driving here. Just like the FAA says, West always carries license when flying. Here's the thing about this, and Handel on the Law actually got this question. That is a podcast of a lawyer, Bill Handel in California. He's been doing the show for decades. Okay, he's in the Radio Hall of Fame. I recommend the podcast. Listen, download Handel on the Law. Anyway, besides my podcast, a driver called him and asked him this question. This was to him, who is a lawyer, and I'm not, and said, look, companies want me to give them my license before I go in for ID. Do I have to do it? And he said, yes. Or they can tell you can't come in. He goes, so there's your decision. If you don't want to give it to them, they can refuse you entry into their property. That's what Handel said for a private company. So yes, that's from Handel on the Law. I thought that was interesting. It was an actual truck driver question. The driver sounded all dejected about it, but Mark's already heard it all. You want to be original? Tell him he has a cute beard. Oh, that I hear. That's weekly. What's the big hype about Variant? Have you yet to even see one? Was it a flash in the pan, Dave Johnson? No, they're around. Variant is still there, and U.S. Express over-the-road division is going to all become Variant. That's what they said. So, yeah, they're around. Their big promise in their ads is they get you home when they say they'll get you home, which I think they should always do. I don't know why U.S. Express doesn't get you home when they say they get you home, which is, of course, the implication from it. But, yeah, and Variant is around. I don't really see Variant trucks around, but I agree with you. Variant is still here, and they are here to stay. Do you follow Smart Trucking? I do. I do follow Smart Trucking on YouTube. There are old farts that retire to the recreational vehicles that use the service as a point of reference for licensing their vehicles in themselves. Okay. Swift hiring Walmart dedicated in Orlando, Tampa, 7,500 sign-on, 1,500 a week, home every day. What's wrong with that? For people in Florida, which there's always people in Florida looking for a job, that's pretty good working at Swift. You get the benefits of Swift without having to get embarrassed at truck stops with everybody making fun of you when you walk in because you're just in a Swift truck. Probably day cabs too. Not bad. I mean, that sounds really good, to be honest with you. The exemption should be called meth and miles. That's a permanent exemption for them. Thank you for keeping us caught up on current events. Oh, I appreciate you being here, believe me. Thank you all for coming. How can you be well rested if you work 14 hours, travel 2 hours, clean, cook for 2 hours, and have 6 hours left to sleep, Mr. Crowley? Well, here's my question, Mr. Crowley. Who the heck wants to do that? I had about almost 38 hours, like 37.55 last week, and I'm like, holy mackerel, I have a lot of hours this week. Okay, I don't work those kind of hours, and I don't recommend people work those kind of hours. It's going to kill you. Nobody wants to work that many hours a day. There's more to life than work. Every important thing that people want is outside of their job. So put less job, more important things. That's what I think that's personally what I think people should do. AKA cut the grass, gotta cut the grass, drive safe. All right, thank you for being here. Think you need to show ID for food safety loads? Not sure. I'm sure there are people on here that have to show an ID, but Handel did get that question, and he said, I guess theoretically you don't have to show it to them, but then they don't have to let you in. So that would be your choice. I tell you this, I wouldn't let it out of my sight. When they take it or whatever, I'd watch what they're doing with it and make sure I got it back. But yeah, that would be your choice. And companies, most companies, including here, and most of them that I've ever worked for, say you need to cooperate with shippers or you can be fired because they want to have a good deal with the shipper. You're basically representing your company if you're a company driver. So if they called up and said, look, Mark won't give us his ID, so we can't let him in, they wouldn't be really super happy about that, I think. So I think you got to think about that side of it too, as an employee. As an owner-operator, and they go, we're going to call your company. Go, fine, I'll get my phone ready. That's a different story. Ponderosa around my house has a chocolate fountain flat highway. That would be great. There's no Ponderosa around here, though. I think the nearest one's like an hour away. Who wants to drive an hour? They're Ponderosa. Chris, I see variant trucks and teal GP Transco trucks on I-81 all the time. Well, that's not great. I don't want to be out on the East Coast. I rarely see a variant truck. Once in a while, I'll see one hauling a U.S. Express trailer. I've never seen one of their trailers. And teal trucks, no. I see white Volvos out here. If you try to chill an 18-year-old about recapping your lungs, are going to ask why you want to put the rubber over the top of the book. What the heck is that? All crappy mega carriers used to be great companies years ago. Werner, Swift, that's true. What the next person takes over, the next person takes over, and they become a disaster. Walmart was a great place to go shopping. I understand private property can make the request I decline, not had any problems. True, right, John M? That's what he was saying, is you don't have to show it, but then you don't get to go in. And so that's that would be the deal with it. Are you going to bring back Crap Company of the Week? Not like that, no. When somebody asks me for a picture ID, I usually just hand them the photo they came with in the wallet. This is me. That's what I have hanging around the house, are just frames full of the pictures of the people that were already in there, and people think I have a huge family. A passport card works for that? Okay. And I think making your own ID up might work too. Or if you have a company ID, I don't know why that wouldn't work if your company gives you an ID. Alexandra, this summer I'd still like to visit the Duesenberg Museum in Auburn. They have that big auction there. The good time to go around Labor Day, I think, is when they do the auction at the Auburn Core Duesenberg Museum there in Auburn. Funny, I live close to it and have, 3 hours. I still haven't been over there, and I would love to see it as well. Do we have a Sam's Club here? We do have a Sam's Club here. On Creasy Lane. I know the gas there must be cheap because I see people there lined up, which I never understood. 5 cars deep behind the gas pumps to get gas. And I'm like, you're going to wait, especially over the weekend, it's 90, and an idling car for an hour to save 10 cents a gallon? Priorities, okay? Never sweat the small stuff. Sweat the big stuff that you can afford the small stuff. Just fill up gas when you need gas wherever you are. Worked for Holland and had a bad experience a couple weeks ago. And like Holland, the day cab place. And I'm surprised. Always ask how many hours are involved in applying for a new job. Yeah, and then add to that. Overtime is a keyword when working more than 8. That's true. I still think no matter what it pays, for me personally, 14 hours, too much. Especially if you're home. Because, and then you commute like that, and so what, you get 6 hours off? That you might as well be gone. You make this much money, probably work less. There's no point in a long local. I think you move to a local job to get your life back. You work on the road to make money. Variant does not only trailers, they only haul U.S. Express. They have trailers in their pictures on their website, Variant trailers. So, I don't know, maybe they just repaint them or something. Alexander, I hand folks my TST membership card. Get funny looks. I don't know what a TST is. Who's ready for winter? No one. Okay, I should ban you for that. Banned. Nobody is ready for winter. Banned. Winter, I hate winter. It's like bad, except worse than that. I'd rather it was just hot all the time. Ugh. Forget that. The Mass Pike. So this truck driver is on the Massachusetts Turnpike, the Mass Pike as we call it. And he is out checking a mechanical problem with his truck, although they don't say what that is, and got killed. A car hit him. Apparently a car had an accident right there, bounced off another car and ran into him. I'm going to recommend something right here. If your vehicle will drive it to a ramp or somewhere and get off of the main highway of whatever interstate you're on, because there's too many of these that I'm reading about these all the time. Do not stop on the shoulder if your vehicle is running, except for an emergency, which is the only reason you're supposed to stop anyways. But if it'll still roll, take it off the ramp. This driver's now dead because somebody had an accident, on the road and bounced off and hit him. And it shows the car that hit him on the driver's side. So he's parked on the shoulder. The car runs into basically where the step is of the truck, and it crushed him, killed him. Don't get out of the truck on the shoulder of the road. There's a lot of these now. Twick fast card. Oh, okay. Yeah, hand him that card. Right. Give me. Well, I don't know what's on the Twick card. I don't have one. Fall is the best weather. Okay, spring, fall, I'm in. Fall, I get too many leaves everywhere. They get new drivers nervous by trying to explain that they have to pack their containers on the upper level to reach the top of the stack train. Why are drivers nervous about that? Go ahead. I'd say put it up there. I'm not going with it. We used to load those. When I did those in Chicago for Park Ridge, you'd go get a chassis and wait, and they'd sit the thing right on your truck for you. They probably don't let you sit in the truck anymore because some rule, but we did that then. They go, okay, you gotta be right here. And you just pull up there, and the guy would take the container and sit it on you, and you'd roll down a little bit and then go lock it, and off you went. Simple as that. So I don't know. I didn't think that much about it then. Alexander, TST is the Satanic Temple. Oh, here's my Satanic Temple card. Do you mind if I come in now? Great. He goes, oh, you too? That'd be something. Welcome, he goes. Roger Moore, yay for winter. Well, yeah, winter for you, it's 85 instead of 100. So, yeah, no bugs. I can take the bugs. Bug fluid is not that much money. And every time I stop, which probably everybody does anyway, I spray Windex on the windshield, let it sit there for a few seconds, and then wipe the wipers across it. And so the bugs stay off the windshield. And, of course, I use the bug fluid in the summertime. And down in Florida, they still have those bug things at the rest areas. Barbecue truck is ready for winter. In the steam locomotive, it was 130 degrees. But it's a moist heat. Yeah, let me tell you what. It was hot out here this weekend, although it wasn't cooking the steam locomotive. Yeah, I agree. So for you, maybe. You may not get paid enough in the East Coast to grab a gear, but you sure aren't getting paid in the East Coast to sit in traffic. Well, that's why you need hourly on the East Coast, and then I do think that solves a lot of those kind of problems. Winter is the best. The rates go up in the Northwest, Brian. If the rates matter, right? If you're on percentage or if you own the truck, then okay. So it just depends. For me, no. Singing works 9 to 5. That works. MG Jackson, we had a driver get belligerent at a shipper when asked the COVID questions. Oh, what did they ask him? What is there, a quiz? Go. 5 questions. The shipper complained to our management the driver's gone. That's the problem. As an employee, you always have to be thinking, okay, I don't own the truck or whatever. You can be fired at any time, which they say, and you're there to deliver a load. What's the point of being at home if you're, that's your whole life, right? Family. Is it my internet? No, apparently there was a glitch here, but I think we're back on now, so it should be good on that. Let me get to one of these while we wait for everybody to get reconnected. It disconnected for a minute. Oh, Nicola, they're in trouble. Remember I said they were rolling the trucks down the hill without an engine? The truck also, when it had lights on, was plugged in, so the government thinks. Plugged in. Nice. Mark's computer just got lockjaw. He's buffering hard. I love it. That's what happens on Saturdays sometimes, too. This is the buffer room. The trucks apparently were plugged in, so I don't know. So let's see. Oh, $1 billion in truck parking and the new infrastructure bill. So they've pushed forward. Apparently there's an amendment to add $1 billion in the truck parking. And I think that's pretty good. I mean, we're going to be looking at $1 billion. I'm in for that. I'm in for it. What we need is more parking, certainly, in the bill. So that is going to be good for everybody, I think. Let's see, where did this go off to? Hopefully I'm still on for some people. Kiltrus Who Travels is headed out. Always a great chat. Well, thank you very much for being here. What does the cat think about this? Yikes. Not much. Holy mackerel. As people get back in, watch Burt Reynolds in the movie White Lightning. Everybody's sweating. Didn't they have good air? Not then. In Memphis or West Memphis, we had containers dropped on our chassis too. Yeah. I mean, right? So you'd go get a chassis out of the chassis pool there. Go get a chassis. And then he goes, go over here to this train down this line or whatever, and they just put it on. You had to make sure that the pins were set up right, and the guy in the thing would put it on, was either sitting on the ground or some of them would come right off the train. You'd pull literally up there. He'd grab it and hold it up, and you drove under it. That's how we did it. And he just set it down, and you go, boom, right, and then off you go. And you went down a little ways and locked it so the next driver could get loaded, and that was it. So I don't know if people are scared of that now or whatever, but I never had any problems with it. Aviator Trucker, Texas speech is a problem. If you tell an 18-year-old you used to recap your log, he would ask why you would put rubber over the top of the book. Yeah, nobody has to do that anymore. I hope that all the truck schools and that show people how to use a paper log still, because if your ELD goes out, you have to use a paper log, and you have to have paper logs with you. So always have a blank book, which I carry with me in case for some reason I'm in a different truck or whatever, because I don't know what'll be in the truck. So I have a blank book with me. Everybody should. The oldest Mac dealer in the nation is Pozo Mac in Gary, Indiana. All right. I've seen it up there. That I've seen. All right. Joan Harper is here. When I was in high school, Aviator Trucker, the girls used to tell me to take a picture, last longer. The FBI does it in my does it go to my basement and still think I'm a serial killer. Got them all over the wall. At least they talk to you. So that's good. Never would talk to me, of course. Of course, hard to get them to talk to you when you're at Chess Club and the Star Trek Club. Blame it on the Werner machine. It interfered. John, I know you're a home daily driver, but how much would a company have to pay you to deliver a load to New York City? I'm not sleeping in a truck overnight. Not doing it. Okay, just as simple as that. I'm not doing it. See, that's the thing. Once you set, I think in your life, once you set a thing that says, I'm not doing this, then it doesn't matter. The money isn't the point of it then anymore. Money isn't the point. I can go for Uber and make $20, $25 an hour here, just drive my car around town, picking people up. I don't have to go do that, but because I know that now. When you're on the road, and this was very hard for me to even grasp on the road, it's hard to realize that the money you can make doing a lot of other things. I could go pick up refrigerators on the weekend and take them over to the recycling thing. I think they pay $22 a piece here, so I go rent a U-Haul and go pick a bunch of those up, put an ad on Craigslist, and go do that for a day. I mean, there's lots of things you can do. So sleeping in a truck, on the road, trying to find parking and all that, that's not going to be a thing that I'm going to be really interested in doing anymore. Just not. So $500, I mean, that's just a long day of Ubering right here in town. Really think if truckers say no to New York City, we'll get paid a lot more to deliver it. I agree. If drivers said no to a lot of things, they would get paid a lot more. It's just scrape those cameras off your dashboard, cut the wire every driver at once, and take them into your company and say, no, we're not doing it. Cameras come out, all right? No New York City without $500, let's say, per company driver. Every load that goes into, and if it's 2 stops, it's $500 a stop. Okay? Or nobody goes. When they send you that load, turn it down. But you're going to have to, they're going to say, well, you're going to sit there. Go, okay, you can't sit all the trucks around. You need to move loads. But there'll always be somebody, like in that rusty Columbia that I saw on Saturday, there'll be that person that'll take that load to New York City for 87 cents a mile. How do I find your podcast? Well, you go to your favorite podcasting app, wherever you download podcasts, on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or whatever app. I use the Android app on my phone and the Google Play Store. And just type in Trucking Answers, and there I am. And subscribe, and then when the podcast comes out, which so far has been Tuesday and Friday, and I hope to keep it that way, you will get the podcast downloaded, and you can hear it without looking at me, which turns out to be a great thing for most people. So people, that's the best part of it. People write, you know what the best part of this? I don't have to look at you. So I think, all right. So that's what we're doing on the podcast. I get to go in depth into more things, talk a little bit about stuff. And I do a lot of automotive stuff on there too, because I like cars, and people send me subjects. We can go into that on there too. Companies that travel the interstate do not have to pay overtime. Even if you're staying on the Indiana-Ohio border, only drive 50 miles. California did that. We'd have to go to Nevada. I agree. They don't have to, but they could. Companies do say that when you call them too. Oh, we don't have to pay it. I know. That doesn't mean you can't pay it. You could do it if you want to, but they don't. Ashley didn't hire after I told them I don't go to New York City. Right? And I agree. Everybody makes a choice. And I think you should pick a company that does where they do the things that you want to do. If they go, you have to go to New York City, and that's not something you do, then I wouldn't work there. I agree. At least they're upfront about it. I never mind companies that are upfront. There's a company, I always talk about this. They haul like a portable MRI machine around. It must be based here, although I've never seen it. They run ads every once in a while. You have to be out 6 to 8 weeks at a time. Then you're off for a week. It says it in their ad. You travel all over, park this thing. They pay you a salary. You get a motel while it's parked at hospitals or wherever they do with it. But, you got to be willing to be gone 2 months. But they're upfront about it. Don't work there and then complain about it, certainly, right? I think we all agree to that. Chris Lohman, Rodney Dangerfield said, when I was in school, I never had a girl. My friends used to make fun of me, but I'd fool them. I'd go to a drive-through theater and do push-ups in the back seat. Exactly. Except my dad never let me drive, so I'd have to go there in a bike. Only drove right at the end of my senior year of high school. I drove our Dodge Omni for the test. He drove me to the DMV, which is a BMV in Indiana. I drove the car for the driving test to get my license, and then he drove home. Never could drive the car. Never drove his car, in fact, until he died, ironically, and I went back up there to Hammond, where he lived, and stayed there for a week, but we only had one car at that time, and the wife came back here, and so I was up there the week. She came back later the week for the funeral, but I was there for a week with my stepmother, and then I drove the car around to go out and get breakfast and stuff, but never could drive the car in school. Do New York City in a 10-wheeler only at night. It's still horrible. What a pretty cat. Yeah, I wish it was mine. Of course, I'll take an orange cat. The cat's going to bite me for saying that. No, Northeast. I didn't care with the price. I don't go to north of Virginia and east of Breezeway. Yeah, and so then you make a line and don't go past it and say, well, here's money. Money doesn't matter. I always loved the Four Seasons. Frankie Valli was pretty good too. Agree. George Costanza asked me to take a bunch of construction materials to a work site. I declined. Manhattan. Oh my God. And told him, you can't pay me enough to drive it down there. He said $500, and they found somebody else. Okay, fair enough. You're going to sit in Manhattan? I mean, I'd want some kind of, also like a guaranteed, I don't know what. I mean, it would be a nightmare. It would be a total nightmare. You'd have to show up right when they need you because there's nowhere to park in Manhattan. You park in front of the Trump Towers? Oh my gosh. And on GLH Turbo, not a kid's car? No, my dad did not have a GLH Turbo. Standard Omni with the 3-speed automatic. Yeah, Dad was not into the GLH Turbos for sure. Carter Express, one of the lowest paid. We have these stupid cameras inside and outside the truck too. Sabine Perez. Yeah, well, that sounds pretty terrible. What is low pay? I mean, what do you consider one of the lowest paid? If it's a Dodge Omni Mopar or no car. He was. We had a lot of Mopars. We had an Oldsmobile later. He got an Oldsmobile wagon, but we had Fury wagons. He had a Dodge St. Regis, which I loved that car. We had a lot. He had several Omnis. I mean, he had a Volare. So we were Dodge family, Chrysler family. I wouldn't go to the Northeast for love or money. That's correct. Some people just say no way. What motor? The Dodge Omni probably had the 1.8 those years in it, I think. No, he would have had that Omni, probably had a 2.2. So early 80s would have gone by that time to the Chrysler 2.2 in it. The standard 2.2, 90 to 100 horsepower, and the 3-speed automatic. And it was slow as anything. And I only drove for the test, which proves that driving is way too easy in the United States. I never drove a car. I go in, drive for the test, pass, no problem, get my license. I'm an owner-operator at Go Where It Pays. So there you go. Somebody will take it. Would you go to Manhattan and sit there and deliver construction equipment? I can't imagine it. GP Transco Teal Truck sighting I-79 in New Jersey westbound. What, are they all on the East Coast today? GP's like, let's send everybody east today. See what they think about that. I don't know if they do that there. If your computer has internet problems, give it an aspirin. It'll keep it from buffering. This one has a problem because it's almost as old as I am. So it gets pretty slow sometimes. I make $19.87 an hour and 43 cents a mile. Wow. $19.87. So that's pretty low. 43 cents is low anymore. If you have any experience, I'm sure you could make more than that unless you live in East Armpit. So that's the thing. So they're low pay with a camera. So not only is it low pay, which that is pretty low, and a camera. So let's ask this. Why are you there? Do you have 4 DUIs? Or, there's certainly driving jobs. So that's an honest question. I go to Hunts Point and Chelsea Market. That sounds horrible. But But if it pays more, you're basically getting more to go to Manhattan or Hunts Point or whatever. So those loads are going to pay you extra. Many company drivers don't get anything extra, or 50. I'll see $50 or $75 extra to do something. Your load may pay $1 a mile for its whole load, or $2 or whatever extra over another load. So you're basically getting extra pay to go there as well. So that's why owner-operators can make more money. I go to New York City if my wife and I were driven in a limousine. That'd be another way to get there. You could have the limo take you in there. You're still going to be stuck in traffic, but I guess you weren't driving. Although I would be horrible in there probably, because I'd lower that window and then say something to the driver, and then when he answered, I'd just raise the window back up while he's talking to me. Terrible. A deep print. I'll click that like button. I appreciate it. Alexandra, I know the 2.5 turbo that they brought from Mitsubishi was garbage, typically oil leaks and camshaft. Yeah, the Mitsubishi engines that came over were not good. The 3-liter that went in the minivans, also same problem with Chryslers. They had a lot of oil seal leaks, and so you see these in the minivans later. They start smoking, oh, that's got the Mitsubishi engine in it. But then the 3.3 in the minivans had the 4-speed automatic, which was ultra drive, and it had problems. So there was no good way of getting around any of that. You live in Michigan. Well, I mean, there's got to be companies. I'm just saying, if you're at a place that by your own admission pays low, which it is low, and has a camera, why do you not look for another place to work? So if you work, make it a parrot. Always. Great people to work with, man. Is it then? So it's not, the job is worth it then, is what you're saying. 1987 is low. I make more than that on Uber net. Okay, in my own car. So in Lafayette, Indiana. So keep that in mind. I'm in the low 20s usually when I'm out doing that. That's not terrible. I think a trucking job should at least pay more than that. More than you can make just getting in your car and driving people around. But if it's worth it to stay there, maybe it's worth it. If you work, make it a parrot always. Keep the parrot on your head. Great people to work with there. All right, New York is not an armpit. Exactly. But we'll go with that. George Costanza, the only reason to drive New York City is if you get paid really well and you want to get real pizza. Not like that Chicago. Is there pizza in New York City? Did Aurelio's or something do they have a place in New York City? Is that what you're saying? That they moved they have a restaurant over there? I didn't know they did any of that. I didn't know there were any pizza places in New York City. I know there's like paper places, like they opened up a couple paper shops that they put tomato sauce on, but I don't know there are any pizza places on there. Use Lucas products; they fix everything. Anything when your car starts smoking, anything that says "Miracle" on the bottle, try putting that in there. Anything that says "Miracle." If you have a driver-facing camera, turn towards the passenger seat and focus on the blow-up dial. They have a really wide view. The 3.9 Magnum was a decent engine, but was only available in trucks as far as I remember. Yeah, you got that. Usually Dakotas, you'd see that 3.9. They put them in the big ones too. Not a lot of power to them. I'm presently loading for a Chelsea market from California. Paid $10.5 for pickups. Exactly. So you're getting extra money to go there. Company drivers on that whole load might get an extra $100, $150 for New York City at the most. You're going to get it all the way across. So that's why it makes more sense for you. The thing is, a company loads that load, gets all that money, and gives the driver $100 and says, hey, here's $100 of extra New York City money. That's the problem. And so you're getting thousands of dollars to go there. More like it. Alexander, that's what you get for buying Craftsler products. Yeah, I, as a teenager, couldn't tell my dad. He knew everything about cars. It turns out, didn't really know anything about cars. But Omni, I don't know what to say. Miracle Grow, yeah, even for plants. Anything you go in but I'm talking like the AutoZone, but I agree. Anything that says Miracle on it, you pour that right in, it works fine. Miracle Stop, Miracle Seal, all that stuff, and Miracle Grow for your gardens. Exactly. Let's see but it is work time here. There's a picture of me as a baby. Did people know that? All right. If you wear it, always make it a parrot. Naturally. I want to thank GP Transco for being here today. I appreciate it. They are giving a speech in Alabama. Boy, I thought I was going, but they must have lost my, the company must have lost my invitation. Did you know that Schuster is having a raise over there and handing out money like it's no tomorrow? Cash is King Trucking is live all the time. Go over and check them out, and go check out that video behind the truck stop in West Virginia. Not great. I'm glad you didn't move that blanket. Who knows what was in that. Oh my gosh. Fleet Nav Systems is the Geotab experts. And Jay, for all your automotive needs. I have a lot of these things. I should get one for myself. And don't forget about our sponsor today, Pepsi Jazz. Oh, Diet Pepsi Jazz. Remember that? That's today's sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring the show today. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. I have a podcast for those of you that don't know it. I hope that you will check it out on your local podcasting app, wherever you get podcasts. Oh, I didn't click this here. And that's where I go for that. But they make me come in all the time. Wonder, are the cameras legal? The one pointing at you legal? Yes. Those went to court. They're 100% legal in the United States. So, yep. Those went to court already. So, no problem. Bring back the Yugo. Almost bought one, which I should talk about on the podcast. Right? Almost bought one when they came out. It was $99 a month. You picked any car in the lot. So, I came very close to getting one. Buy a Toyota. They last years. Yeah, they're boring. Boring. I love the Escape. When you get on it, hear the nice turbo whistle. You don't get that in a RAV4, I'll tell you that. Sure, it might run good. And I've only had one problem with the Escape, remember, just a complete engine replacement. Other than that, it's run fine. So, no problems. I won a K car. I owned a Reliant K, an 82 Reliant K, which was actually only called a Reliant for that year. That one year they took K off it. It came back in 83. I had one and liked it. If you could find a better car, buy it, Alexandra. And it was supposed to be a 6-seater, and let me tell you what, there's no way you were seating 6 people in that car. It was small. They're like, oh, this is a full size. I'm like, no way is this thing full size. It had the 2.2 and a 3-speed about it also. And it was super slow. But it ran okay. But, oh, my God, that thing was horrible. You drive a Ford, what do you know about boring? Hey, now, turbo whistle. I'm going to get that as my new license plate, I think. The battery on the Blue Parrot lasted through the whole show. I charge mine every week, and I have it on. I turn it on when I get in the truck, and it's on every day. So it sits there. I don't get that many calls, to be honest with you. The cat doesn't know how to dial the phone, but yeah, otherwise, yeah. Scotty Kilmer says Toyota or Honda. Everybody, boring. Super boring. And the Toyota and Honda four-wheel drive system, I will say this, is not near as good as the Ford one. It's set up for fuel mileage, so it's in front-wheel drive all the time, unless it detects slip. When you stop a Ford four-wheel drive, which you can show right there on the dashboard, it's in four-wheel drive until it doesn't need the back tires anymore. You start out on four-wheel drive, it's better. It doesn't get as good a fuel mileage, although on my last trip I got 34.8 miles to the gallon. We're blasting down the highway. I think that's pretty good for 250 horsepower. Not bad. So that's a story. That's how that goes. Scotty Kilmer. You can get turbo whistle, get one from eBay. It's nice to get out of it and get to that, though. I'd own anything with a Ford 300 and an inline 6 and a 3 on the tree. You got to get that. Remember when Mopar used to punish their customers by installing the oil filter upside down on the side? Yeah, a lot of cars did this. You'd unscrew the filter when you were doing your own oil change, and it'd leak oil all over everything. And the car smells for a week because you can't get the oil off it. I don't know why makers do this. Stupid. Let's put it on the side and sideways, and you unscrew it, oil goes all over the place. One of my buddies I was taking in baseball games, every time he gets downtime in other cities, one way to take advantage of being over the road, oh yeah, see the country at a company that will let you take time off away from your house or away from where you live, and then you can get to see the country. Look, I totally agree. I'm not opposed to it. On the road, use it for that kind of thing. Absolutely. 77 Volare wagon had the optional rope tied between the back doors to prevent all unauthorized passenger ejections. Volare. That was those were some. That would have been a 225 in that thing too, probably. Let's see. Or company brokers that load out to an owner op pay $10,000 to an owner op, but not their company drivers. Exactly. The company gets it, and they give you $100 or $150. Where here, this load's paying thousands of dollars extra to go across the country because it's going somewhere unsavory or undesirable. So an owner operator is getting a huge benefit from it, as it should be going there. Absolutely. So. I have to head off to work, though, today. So I want to thank, Sabine Perez. Thank you for being here. John Slayback. Boy, everybody get some easy Smith names going on there. So thanks for coming in. David Alefson is here. I do a podcast Tuesday, Friday. Check that out on your podcasting app. Aviator Trucker, thank you for being here. John M. was here. Alexandra, thank you for coming here today. Mergel Barrett, hello, and thank you for being here. Daycab Gear Jammer was here. Let's see where I go. George Costanza was here. Hello. Thank you for being here. Michael Muller. Let's see, where am I at? D Prince. I do this and then I lose my spot. For some reason, it rolls up faster than it should. John Donald was here. Cassius King Trucking is probably live again right now, so go check that out. Brian Walker was here. Let's see. Oh, Kelly Patterson was here, cooking up some good stuff, including a roller wiener, which I appreciate. That should be the thing of the show. John Harper, thank you for being here. Joan, what am I doing? Joan Harper. I don't even know what I'm doing. So let's see. We're okay. Cassius King. I got that one. And, what a timing. Roger Moore, thank you for being here. I'm going to head out to get a Diet Pepsi Jazz. And head out to work. So thank you for coming in, and we will be back soon, of course, with more trucking answers and more videos of all kinds of stuff. Any suggestions, I'm always open to that. Be sure to write to me, and we'll see you on the next one. Be safe out there. Stay strong. I don't know why I was thinking about that. Stay strong and stay cool. All right? And keep it hip. I don't know what that means. I guess it's time to go. We'll see you soon.